The views expressed on Talk Real Solutions, hosted by Tyrone Thompson at talkrealsolutions.com, are the views of Tyrone Thompson and do not reflect the views of talkrealsolutions.com, YouTube, or etc. The content here belongs to Talk Real Solutions and its many contributors. Views and opinions expressed by all contributors belong to them and not talkrealsolutions.com or Tyrone Thompson, the host, or etc. All data and information provided on the site is for informational purposes only. Talk Real Solutions makes no representations as to accuracy, completeness, correctness, suitability, or validity of any information on this site and will not be liable for any errors, omissions, or delays in this information or any losses, injuries, or damages arising from its display or use. All information is provided on an as-is basis.
All right. Welcome to the show. This is Talk Real Solutions, and I am your host tonight, Tyrone Thompson. I want to thank you for tuning in. And for some reason, let me make sure my microphone working. I'm sorry. Come on, baby. Test. Yeah, it's working. I'm sorry. Okay, so I want to thank you for tuning in. Today is June the 11th, 2026. And if you want to call in and participate in the conversation on the show here, all you have to do is dial the number at 1-717-908-1834 and hit the participant code at 624794, and I will open your microphone and you can have at it. Join the conversation. Introduce some thoughts and ideas about a conversation, and we will take it from there. Like I always do, I just ask that people try to, be nice to each other and try not to make it to where people who are listening can actually hear the conversation instead of a bunch of back and forth. I know we have a lot of disagreements over here and it gets confusing. I know we're popular. We're running along the 100,000 subscribers now, and people are really listening to the show, and we don't want to confuse nobody whenever they download the episode of this popular broadcast here. Y'all know I'm bullshitting. I don't know if we get 10 or 11 people over here. But yeah, that's the whole deal. Just try not to talk over one another. I've been starting these shows lately telling y'all about what I've been doing, because social media would drive you crazy if you stay locked in like a lot of people do. And I don't, of course you're going to get the headlines or what's trending and all of that kind of stuff. I do sit down and scroll YouTube, looking at different things, looking at different little DIY projects. Now I'm focused on losing my damn weight again. So that's what I've been looking at now, and I've been actually exercising and eating right and eating healthy and trying to do the right things again. But it sucks. I done got to a point to where I can't lose no more damn weight. So I don't know. I started out at 210 and I got down to 180, and I'm stuck around 181, 180, 181, 180, and I've been like this for about 2 or 3 weeks now. And I ain't changing a damn thing. I've started exercising more, burning more calories and all that kind of stuff, and I'm stuck. And I've seen this pattern before. Whenever you get to a plateau, the only thing that I'm thinking that I have to do is continue what I'm doing. and then after a while, just start moving again. So that's where I'm at, doing all of that stuff and keeping myself busy. Um, Howard called today. I guess he heard about the Kamala Anthony verdict, and he had this video that he wanted me to watch. I didn't watch it with the parents. And my opinion on that is, this is America being America. Racism going to racism. This is a modern day lynching. The only difference between lynching and what they did to Carmelo Anthony is a lynching is non-judicial. You don't have the government involved when somebody grabs somebody off the street and string them up to a tree. But I think it's a modern day lynching. They didn't kill him, but they sentenced him to slavery. 17, 18-year-old boy that was defending himself. And this is just my opinion from what I gathered on the situation. Those twins was on a football team, and I guess Kamala was on I get messed up his name. Well, the black guy was on another football team, and I guess it started raining or something, and he set up under their tent to get out of the rain or something, and they didn't like that, so they went over there and started harassing Kamala, and he fought back. And it won't just those two twins. Well, I hate when people do that. When they say two twins, how many fucking twins are we talking about? It won't just those twins. It was more people on the team, and this is what I'm hearing, that jumped in and tried to harass Kamala, and they was beating him up. And he had to defend himself, so he pulled out a little pocket knife that he had, and he was fighting back. And unfortunately, he stabbed one of the boys in the chest, and he lost his life. Now, that's just my take on what I've heard happen. And from that, I would assume that people will look at that and say that those white boys was in the wrong for going over to fuck with that boy in the beginning, right? And then I would further assume that since we live in America, where they've created a system of stand your ground, which allows white people to murder black people with no consequences, and we are in America, stand your ground, and I think that was Texas, should apply. That boy felt in fear of his life because so many individuals was jumping on him, and he took whatever he had to defend himself and defend himself. And I'm not saying this just out of the blue. I'm saying stand your ground because we've seen so many instances of stand your ground apply to white people in this country when the victim was black and did not have a weapon, and the perpetrator had a gun and murdered the black person, and the system called that a justifiable homicide, right? We've seen it in the case of the one that I know of is Trayvon Martin, when only thing Trayvon Martin was said to have was a Arizona iced tea and a bag of Skittles. And George Zimmerman chased him, tracked him down, called 911. 911 told George Zimmerman to break off the pursuit. George Zimmerman ignored the police dispatcher, continued to follow Trayvon Martin, caused the confrontation, pulls out his gun, murders that teenage black boy, and the court system said that George Zimmerman was justified because he was standing his ground. And there's been other cases that we've seen that when I remember one video, I can't remember the name of the person, but it was a black couple at the gas station, and I think the white man was arguing with the girlfriend. The girlfriend went in to get her boyfriend out of the gas station, and as soon as the black man confronted the white man, the black man was unarmed. The white man shot him in the chest, and they said that was stand your ground. Like I said, that stand your ground law was created so people can defend themselves when they feel like their life is in danger or injury. We've seen the stand your ground inserted so many times. And my only question about Kamala Anthony is, why don't it apply in this situation? Why don't it apply? Because they said that the jury has video. They said that the jury saw the video of that black child being attacked by these savage ass white fucking unhinged Neanderthal. And that black boy had no other recourse but to defend himself, standing his ground. Now I know the answer to my question is what I've always said, is that this is a racist ass country. And black people in this country don't have a chance. And that's not the only other popular conversation that was popping off this week. There's a conversation about what's that guy named Chow? I think there's an Asian man named Chow. Rick Chow, that's his name. And they had the trial of the young black man going into store. And I seen the video. I saw the video of him going to the cooler, picking up 4 water bottles and placing those 4 water bottles back in the cooler. And because Asians are fucking as racist as white people, they assumed because he was black that he had to be stealing something. That young man didn't steal a damn thing. And I think the son confronted the young man and chased him out of the store. And the young man dropped whatever was in his possession. and I think he had a weapon with him. And because Asians are fucking, in my opinion, the same level of fucking savagery as these white fucking savages in America, the Asian man shot and killed that young man. I think his name was Cyrus. Let me find out what his last name is. 14-year-old Cyrus Carmack Belton. He murdered another lynching in America. This was non-judicial punishment. So this was a textbook lynching in America, and it went to trial. They ensured that every juror was a white fucking savage. And they found that racist piece of shit not guilty. So I named the show. What did I name the show? I named the show what have black people done wrong to other races? You know, my grammar might be off. It might be what has. What has black people done to other races? And that's a serious question. What have black people done to other races? And I'm not just talking about in recent times. I'm talking about since humans and societies have existed. What has made black people the most hated race, which is a social construct, on the goddamn planet? Black people are so hated on the planet that we have people in our own race that hate our race. I see two of them in the chat room right now. Sergeant ABC hates to be black. That's how much black people are hated on this planet, that we have individuals that we can reach out and touch and communicate with that hates to be associated with black people. So what has black people done on this planet throughout history to be hated so much?
Watch what magnesium does to your bowel.
Uh-oh, ABC, I see that link that you sent. I guess that's what you're trying to show me. But you know, I'll continue. But I see, if I start ranting, I won't never get to what I planned on doing. So I plan on sharing this video that Howard sent with you guys with the Anthony parents. And like I said, I didn't watch it. I just want to do it on the show because I did not see it, and I want to respond to it. So that's what I'll do now, is I'll go ahead and load that up. But I just want to say this about the Asian community. You know, and it whenever I seen all this hate coming from the Asian community, you know, I was kind of taken back a bit. You know, I remember coming on here bragging about, you know, getting stuff from Temu, and I thought China was pretty cool according to the videos and all of these things. You know, I know Asians are racist, right? But I thought that they was at a point to where they was They was some racist Asians, but they was some Asians that was okay, you know. Soon as this Mr. Chow got found innocent, my goddamn timeline filled up with all of these fucking chink-eyed, I better not say that, all of these Asian people that's calling black people niggas, just using all the white supremacist talking point about single moms and raising your children, and I'm like, what the fuck? These motherfuckers hate us just as bad, if not more, than white people hate us. I already knew the Hispanic was compromised. So here's another demographic that uses the white talking points and stereotypes to demonize black people. And they're pissed off because black people said that they were going to boycott the Asian businesses in America, which they should. But my question is, to these Asian people, is that what the fuck? Because black people aren't the one that has oppressed you. If it wasn't for black people in this country, you wouldn't be having your businesses in this country. You wouldn't be allowed and afforded the civil rights in this country to allow you to establish your businesses in the black community. And if you dislike black people so much, why do you put your businesses in the black community? See, Asians are confused right now. They're confused because white supremacists and white society has told Asians to treat black people like they treat black people. And they're confused. If you dislike black people so goddamn much, why the fuck is all your goddamn Chinese restaurants in the black community? Why is your hair supplies in the black community? Why in the fuck are you even in or around black people? You see, it's one of those things to where I know that the black dollar is valuable. It's valuable worldwide. It's just that our community, we like to buy shit. So that's why they pander to us constantly. And we spend fucking money. And the Asians know that too, but they can't stand us. So they put their businesses in our community to get our black dollar and then talk shit at the same time. I hope that black people boycott these goddamn nasty ass fucking Chinese restaurants out of goddamn business. I hope every goddamn hair supply store don't see another motherfucking black customer ever. I hope they shut these fucking racist pieces of shit down, because Chinese and Asian people hate themselves. They hate themselves. I've looked at articles a while back about how white people talk so much shit about Chinese people or Asian people that these motherfuckers was going to get their eyes, literally their fucking natural born eyes, opened up and having the skin surgically open so they can have bigger eyes like white people. I am not lying. This is what the fuck. This is how you hate this. Look at their anime cartoons. Their anime cartoons don't have slanted eyes. They have big fucking round eyes. That's not Asian. Their animated cartoons don't have black hair like these Asian. That's not Asian. They have blonde hair, and they hate themselves. They want to be white. They want to be white. So I really hope this boycott takes off against the goddamn Asians, and fuck them. You know, I was giving them sympathy. I was thinking, fuck y'all. Fuck these damn people, man. If it's not one thing, it's a goddamn another. And time again, I remember a story when I first started on social media. I can't remember it that good, but I remember the video of this black girl getting shot in the head by an Asian store owner. And they let that motherfucker go. I really can't remember the story, but I mean, Asian people, y'all need to go on some goddamn well. But what I'm gonna do is load up this video and let y'all hear the Anthony's parents. I'm gonna load this video and let y'all hear it, and I'm gonna put it on YouTube so you can see it, so we can see the response of the parents. Now Howard started saying that the parents are young and all this kind of stuff. I don't know where he was going with it. I hope he won't trying to, put any responsibility on the parents. But let's see what this is about.
Hold up. Every day I wake up. Wake your ass up. The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?
Well, good morning, both of you. Drew and Kayla, thank you so much for joining me this morning. How are you guys holding up?
I mean, right now we're in a nightmare. Doesn't feel real. We've been up all night, crying, praying, waiting for family to come in. We have some family who has made it. We just right now lost words, waiting for him to give us a call as soon as possible.
So you haven't heard from him just yet?
We heard from him yesterday. He has actually suffered from seizures, so we actually have to bring his medicine to the courthouse. So we're waiting for them to give us instruction to get there.
We know Carmelo from the courtroom, but tell us, who is he? What kind of person is he? What kind of son is he at home?
He is a wonderful son. He's a wonderful student.
3.7 GPA, worked 2 jobs.
I'm sorry, baby, for cutting you off. He was actually taking online classes during all of this and still held a great GPA going through this traumatic time.
He was a kid. If I didn't say it, he was a captain of his track team, football team. He was working 2 jobs. He actually saved the kid's life. That the mom, he jumped in the pool, and saved the kid's life, which is amazing. I didn't know how great he was until this tragedy.
I want to add some things to that. At home, he loves cooking, whether it's in the kitchen, outside, grilling. He makes the best hibachi. He loves running routes and playing soccer with his younger brother Kingston. He has a brother named Andrew. He's 12, and Andrew is into doing science experiments, and Carmelo loves helping him with science experiments. He loves putting Legos together with his girlfriend. He's just a lovable, sincere child.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the world, just going through this trial, got an accurate description of who Carmelo really is?
No, we've come to find out, which we were before all this. We were um, a family that basically stayed to ourselves. We were very close knitted. My wife's at home. She stays at home. I was working, and we didn't know how cruel the world could be.
Mm.
They have his face plastered all over after he was, one while he still was a minor.
Mhm.
And it was like, it was, everything was happening. We was getting threats. They doxed us. I was so clueless and so involved in work. I didn't even know what doxing was. They put our address online. And so we had people coming to our home. So we never had to leave in our home. Like they had us in some type of like, what is it, protective thing, whatever, to get us, to keep us safe with our other kids. Um, the world right now, it sounds unbelievable, the things that he accomplished before this tragic accident. Like it will really mess you up. And as me being a father, I didn't realize, like him saving a life. I just, as a father, I got caught up in, hey, that's what you're supposed to do. That's your expectation. Being a man, hey, that's what we do. We move on. Like him working, hey man, you're supposed to have a job. I was trying to, he was, you know how it is that young, it's like with your girl too much, man. You need to get a job, get a hobby. So he's working, but I kept him busy too. And this whole situation, some is the reality of this is that somebody literally walked in his life.
Mhm.
Literally walked into his life. He did everything by the law, and look where we at.
I want to go back to that day, that track meet. Were you guys at the event at that track meet on April 2nd?
No, we were not. I was actually supposed to go to the track meet, but the weather was so bad. I just stayed home. It's like, Mama, don't come. Just stay home.
Mhm.
And now, looking back on everything, I wish I was there. I regret not being there for my child.
Mm. When did you hear the news that had been an incident that day?
Well,
I received an email saying that there was an incident, no phone call, no anything.
you know how
My instinct was
her
to,
instinct.
because Carmelo, he's the type of child to let me know everything that's going on. And it wasn't like him to not call me and tell me what was going on. So when I received the email, we have Life 360. So I went into Life 360. I'm like, wait, they said the buses made it back to the school, but Carmelo location is still stating that he's at the stadium. Like, what's going on? So I headed to the school, and that's how I found out what happened.
And how I found out, I was actually in a work meeting, and when she first called me, I thought it was because it was right after April Fools. I was like, "Oh, y'all playing this?" Because he doesn't. This is not him.
Yeah.
So I was on, "Oh, you playing? All right, whatever." But she was like, "No, he was involved in stabbing." So when we heard that, I didn't know what happened at the time. And they kept us from everything. Like they kept us, so we running around from place to place. And it was a very, everything was just moving so fast that day. I never forget. When that it was just like everything. Then once we found out and got, he went to his bond hearing. The next the next day, somebody doxed us.
Mm.
Making, I don't want to say her name, but a lady started making this. They try to blame it on one person, not making them about race. But you had this lady that just went on to talk about white lives and all this other stuff, and now it went boom. The race car started about. That's how Jake Lane and all these other guys got involved in this. But at the end of the.
Now I want to pause it right there for a second because he's touching on something that I try to mention about black people nowadays, and for some reason we've taken up the attitude as a society of not mentioning race. Every time something happened that we know is racist, we are quick to say, well, don't make it about race. Don't have this I don't know where that came from, and I don't know why we do it, but it seems like these parents were told that the justice system is fair and don't bring race up in it. And I think that was part of the reason. I don't know. I think that was part of the reason that this young man got sentenced to 35 years in prison, because they wasn't telling the truth about that white racist piece of shit son of the white parents, and why he was fucking with the black boy and picking on the black boy. So what I'm trying to say is that I notice a lot of videos on social media, and then the first thing they say, well, I ain't want to make this about race, but, and then it's race. We live in a racist fucking country. The president of the United States is the most powerful racist on the goddamn planet. I know back in the 60s when they used to call people racist, you seen an immediate recoil, because white people don't want to be associated with being called a racist. They started banning books because in those books it painted actual history of their ancestors being racist. They didn't want their children to be identified with being racist. They started demonizing the word woke, because if you woke, you realize the history of this damn country, and you realize white people ancestry is fucking racist. So I don't know why black people nowadays are allowing white people to say nigga. Some people say racism don't exist. I heard ABC and Sarge say that shit. I don't know, but it's taken too much of a hold in our community to where when we are faced with the actual racism of white people, we're the first in line to say, well, I ain't trying to make it about race. Fuck these racists. Fuck these racists. Hold on, I'll finish.
This was a kid situation that a lot of adults made it about their personal, well, how they really wanted to feel. This is the time they wanted to show on how this is how we really feel about y'all. And they used my son, for example.
What did Carmelo tell you happened that day at the track meet?
I mean, he was sitting there seeing his friend. Once you get the reports and everything, he was actually his girlfriend's cousin invited him to the tent.
Mhm.
So when they invited him to the tent, um, just, hey, what's going on, such and such. It was raining. He sat there. Then next you know it, you had these two guys who approached him. Even seeing the video in court, it was like, I know y'all see this. I know y'all see this. And we got comfortable with the instructions that we was told. We was told not to say nothing. We was told not to do this. So we did everything we did. We followed all instructions and we were told, hey, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Hey, don't talk to this person. Don't talk to this person. It was all this. And look what happened to my son.
It sounds like you wish you had talked more, that you had said more, that you had got your story out more.
I call myself trying, sometimes you could do the right thing, but it could be the wrong thing.
Did Carmelo want to get his story out more to the public as well?
He was trying to listen. He was trying to listen to what he was being advised.
Mhm.
You know, hey, don't make it about race. Don't do this. Don't do this. So we like, all right, we go again. We we played the game they wanted. We did everything a law abiding citizen supposed to. They told us don't do this. We did everything we supposed to. And he wanted people, of course he wanted somebody. They got pictures of him being 17 with a dress on. saying he'll be raped in jail. Like all kind of these adults are talking about this child, but nobody's seeing it. Like nobody's seeing it. So we can't say anything. The other family, they go paint this lie that nobody still have exposed, that he died in his brother's arms. And it was
Well,
all
that's
this.
not true, because that is the
No,
narrative. Yeah.
no, you never heard it no more. That was the stuff was a lie. You heard about a bag. You never heard about a bag since trial. That's what I was telling people. A lie is temporary, but the truth lasts forever. It's
Mhm.
just now, it's like harder now. I gotta fight to get the truth out with now he basically had to get the book thrown at him, 35 years in this county that basically I honestly feel as though that they manipulate us with a smile.
Mm.
They act as if they cared, but they really didn't. When they win the jury selection, we seen all the people with the jury selection. We were, I was like, baby, this is not right. But my wife is the type of person. I'm not gonna just say us. We're both the type. We try to be positive. Hey, we're not gonna look at it. That's not what it is. That's not us. But that's what it was.
So even when you noticed there were no black jurors, it gave you pause. It made you want to say something, but you were still going along with the process.
Yeah, I was going on with the process
Mhm.
because there's a lot of times when I hope this don't be controversial, but that's the first thing they do is they try to say we emotional,
Mhm.
we don't follow instructions, right? So we
Mhm.
did everything that we was advised and told to do, and look what happened.
So who was they? You said that they told you. Who was they? Was it your
The
defense attorney?
advisor, yeah. So we were because about him being 18, so what they did was they kind of played everybody against everybody, if you could say. I'm not going to say they played us against each other, but it's almost they had him scared, like, hey, this, I'm a lawyer, this. So as me being a father, all right, you're the guy, I'm okay with playing my position, and I don't want to overstep any boundaries. Everybody kept saying, hey, to beat this. I even went to some black attorneys. They're like, oh, you need a white
Mhm.
attorney to go out there to fight out there. Remember they was telling us that? They kept telling us that. So everybody like, why y'all didn't? Everybody was telling us, okay. So then when we get it, they basically tossed them over.
Mhm.
A lot of objections wasn't done. It's a lot that wasn't done.
So do you believe your son received a fair trial?
No,
No.
Absolutely not.
absolutely not.
Absolutely not. And we're gonna keep fighting.
Mhm.
We will not stop
Mhm.
fighting for justice for my son.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's very it's hard for us right now, and I've had my moments. And as we want our children to do better, right? We look at our YNs. This wasn't a YN. So
Yeah.
what we gonna do about this not YN? We can make more YNs. Now you got a kid, like I just told you, everything that we're telling you right now is verified. Two
Mhm.
jobs with the HEB Foot Locker. That's who came to the buying him. His GPA, he still graduated through all this. He still graduated high school. He still graduated. The lady the kid he saved, this stuff really happened. Uh, he was never in trouble, and no, he was never suspended for no knife. But they had actually what I learned was they had a smear campaign that they did. I wasn't familiar with that, and a lot of people that we were reaching out with, I understand business. A lot of people, they got a lot of things going on. So we was reaching out. I was emailing, but everybody want to go through. It's kind of a circle thing, which I understand. But I realized through this, black black entertainment is going to have to be a black network is going to have to be done because
Yeah.
I'm looking for people who would never understand,
Yeah. Yeah. They
no
won't.
matter how much you do it, no matter
Mhm.
how much you do, they would never see it.
Mhm. Mhm. You're saying that as you were watching the trial, as you were in there, you didn't want to question the process. You wanted to let it play out. But was there at any point that you felt the outcome was heading in this direction?
No,
Mm.
everybody lied. Look at the report. Everybody is called what is perjury that everybody did. Basically, just did it with no, and they never was called out on it. I mean, literally, they told within an hour of when it happened, it was 2 to 3 people. When they got to the trial, it's oh no, it was. I'm like, wait, what? And don't get me wrong, the defense said, hey, did you say this here? Everybody. One girl made up a lie, said it was over a race. That my son just walked up. This how crazy this is.
Yeah.
One girl sat on the stand and said, yeah, he just walked up to him and said, what, you want to race? It didn't even make sense. Then they asked her, did you lie? She was like, mm-hmm. On the stand. Nothing happened.
Why didn't the defense call more witnesses?
That's not my department, and I apologize for that. I don't have
No,
the
I'm just, as you look at it and I'm not an attorney, but I'm hearing you and you're telling me all these wonderful things about him. And I'm just wondering, did the jury get to hear, all of these wonderful things about Carmelo?
No, they didn't. Even when the one kid who was the corporate of all this, meaning the kid who invited him to the tent, he lied on the stand and said he didn't even know him. And they had pictures with his grandmother. Like, here's your grandmother, my son, your grandmother. Their whole family got multiple times, played basketball together, all kind of different things. And
I mean, all of the witnesses' statements and stories were inconsistent. So we thinking that the jury is going to notice that. But they already had their mind made up when they sat in that courtroom. Their mind was made up already.
How big of a role do you guys believe that race played into how this case was publicly viewed and how this outcome, this sentence was handed down?
I'm gonna pause it there. It's a good video. Like I said, I didn't watch it, and I'm pausing it because I don't know about how this YouTube stuff works. But they've said a lot, and it's interesting to be from their perspective inside of that courtroom, listening to them notice all of these things going wrong during the trial. They said the witnesses perjured themselves. In other words, they said one thing before the trial, and then when they got on the stand, those witnesses were lying about the whole situation in order to benefit the white savage. They said that, it was an all-white jury, and that bothered them, but the people that was supposedly on their side told them not to worry about it. They said that they wanted black representation. And people was telling them, no, you need a white attorney. The people that represented the Carmelo family didn't object enough when these people was on the stand lying, is what they said. And they identified that it was we here even heard some of that when it happened, this smear campaign that they was talking about, because they were trying to paint the white family as this wholesome family. They were saying that they were twins and the brother died in the brother's arms and all this kind of bullshit. The man said something that it was a lie about the backpack and all this kind of stuff. So these people were lying on the stand, and the mother was thinking that the jury would catch all these lies and actually fix that whenever it came down for a decision, which they didn't, because they already had it pre-planned to have an all-white jury and do whatever the fuck they had to do to defend that white boy and send that black boy to jail that was basically defending himself. What happened to stand your ground? They said damn near everybody perjured themselves on the goddamn stand. This was a modern day lynching. I'll go ahead and play the rest of it, but this is interesting. This is interesting.
It played a big part. Race, politics, all that. I'm like, man, the kid don't even vote. How he got into the fight? It was a ladies talking about the left side and the right side. Like, what? These are kids. They put every. I feel like you had a certain group that they, of course, they go blame us, that strategically made this about this because they knew they could do that smear campaign. Like they said, we went and bought a new car and house.
Yeah.
And it hurt with me with all my people really believed instead of them going and doing their proper research. They had people really bashing us. I'm like, y'all really believe that? Who could buy a house in 4 days? Buy a house in 4 days. I know we may sometimes um, we may not make the right decisions, but come on now, like that didn't even make sense. They said we was going on extravagant trips. It's a lot of things that they did to us that just, you know,
There was a lot of misinformation that was going around, especially, in the beginning. And, um, I know your family had to move a couple times because you were doxxed. And, I can't even imagine how Carmelo going through that, trying to finish school, fighting, for his freedom. And you guys have other children, so much on you as parents. How's your other children handling this?
you know, we had to end up taking them out of school because they had TikTok videos with my son with semen coming out of his mouth because there's him saying go get raped in jail, and it's just like that was my daughter, my princess. She had to go through that. The other boys, we was in a pretty blessed community. That's why I hope a lot of people get this message. It don't matter where you at. It don't matter where you at. Like, I'm, we was in the supposed to be in the safest place, but it's like they're telling us that you could be assaulted, but you better not fight back. This is what this case is saying. It
Yeah,
don't care. It could be two, three people, size. It don't matter.
yeah.
So that's what this case is really all about. The family is saying now. I just got a message. They saying they were robbed. Now they were robbed. Now, mind you, if we
They, as in the Metcalf family?
they just I've just got this thing just popped up saying they saying people they robbed. They if we don't get the message now, and it's not because it's our child, we would never get it.
Hmm.
This is the most crucial time ever, especially if you have kids. Because again, you see, the child I'm telling you about right now, we all have kids like that. We sent them off to school. We sent them off just not looking for it. Again, he didn't go look for this. That's why they try to paint that picture.
Hmm.
They painted a picture, and he didn't look for this. This walked into his life. Literally, matter of fact, they say it like this: the evidence shows he jumped 3 bleachers to get to him.
Mm. Now,
So that tells you
did the jury hear that information, and is that information on the video?
that's on the video.
And they had their minds made up
The
already.
mind was made up.
It's already made up.
Three bleachers. Some say one, some said three, some said five. They all their statements was inconsistent.
So
Every
tell us,
statement was inconsistent.
because we haven't seen that video. What did that video show?
The video showed honestly, you can show that you can see him coming into the tent, sitting down, and then it's like it started getting a little like you couldn't tell the people. But you know we're experts. Let me tell you what the DA did. They put a spotlight on the boys, right? So you could see them, right? But they never put a spotlight on Carmelo. And the reason why is because, of course, they was trying to make their side look like, oh, it wasn't that bag of push. The whole thing moved. Even the guy EP said in his statement, it was so bad to where it pushed him out the way. Because he's some pretty big kids.
Mhm.
They're real big. They're bigger than me, actually.
Mm.
So it's like they tried to minimize their doing, but I've heard people who would supposed to be justice if in Texas, if I threaten you when I'm learned, you have the right to do whatever force if you fear for your life.
So the
Uh,
video showed, I'm sorry, go ahead,
Mhm.
Kayla.
No, he said if you fear for your life or
Seriously,
seriously
body,
violent.
home. Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, they'll train jujitsu fighters too.
Hmm. And so the video that you all, that,
That's what I was talking about. The father just mentioned that in Texas, if you fear for your life or somebody threaten you with bodily harm, you have the right to do whatever the fuck you have to defend yourself, right? Except for if you black, because that's what this trial just proved. Because that boy was defending himself against fucking multiple fucking savages attacking him, minding his business. He said that the girlfriend's friends invited him to set up under that tent, and them white boys didn't like the black boys sitting up under that goddamn tent. So they did what racists fucking do and went and started harassing the black boy. And they fucked around and found out. Even though I believe this child, I got one of the most I got one of the most uh, nicest children on the planet. I believe Carmelo was a nice kid. Judging by these parents, their demeanor, and this little bit of conversation they're having with the interviewer, that wasn't a bad child at all. You can look at the pictures of him and see that he wasn't one of those YNs, if you will. That wasn't this guy's. But whenever you push somebody to a goddamn limit, you gonna get what the hell you get. And them boys got what the fuck they got. I'm not justifying it. It's sad that somebody lost their goddamn life, but I mean, this is just crazy. This is crazy. They said they seen on the video where they tried to doctor the video and make Kamala look, more menacing than what he was.
that they showed in court, it shows him running away from.
Yeah, he ran to the teacher. The teacher said that the teacher he ran to a guy, and the teacher he ran to actually um, he hugged him because Camilo, he's not like that. He hugged the guy. Like he was freaking out. He hugged the guy. So the guy they was hugging. He was crying hysterically, and um, they tried to paint it as if he was trying to leave. But
Now,
then in court
did,
they said it that
uh,
he wasn't trying to leave.
yeah. Now, did this teacher testify?
He did.
Yes. And he also said he had to stop another kid from jumping on Carmelo, which was, guess what? Supposed to have been a person that was his friend. The guy who, hey man, come on, look, hey, if you've been to high school, think about it. The guy that told you to come over here,
Hmm.
you sitting down, the same person who could have de-escalated the whole thing, he was trying to go after him. And that's the same guy that was playing like he was videoing, but they couldn't find the video. He was the police didn't really even try to go through his phone to even look for the video.
That's crazy.
So he said he was acting as if he was recording.
Now, when he was running, was this before or after the incident happened?
It's after the incident.
This is after the incident.
That's
And
why they
when,
came up with I'm sorry.
no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's why they came up with the narrative that
Was
uh
running.
yeah, he threw the knife. When he didn't throw the knife, his hand was cut. So it's a lot that when if you the video show, if you ever been on high school bleachers,
Hmm.
you're not on the stairs. You know how you try to walk. So imagine trying to run up, he fell. So what you think fell?
Hmm.
He only went up. They caught it in three bleachers. It was like three bleachers up. It was three bleachers up. So when you could see him get up. You could tell he dropped it. Then he stood up. He didn't know where to go. Then he ran down, fell, and they was coming after him. He ran around and ran to a coach.
So did the video show the altercation of you know them
Him putting his
approaching
hands
him
up.
first and then the
Mhm.
confrontation? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Um, did you talk to your defense attorney about any of these concerns that you had as the trial was playing out, or even now that the trial is over?
100%. I mean, I'm actually praying that somebody send us somebody um, that we get sent somebody that can help us. It's kind of like I'm still right now in shock, so I'm just moving on and drilling right now. Like
So
I
you're
said,
looking for a new defense attorney for future
Mhm,
appeal
Yes.
process.
mhm, yeah.
And did your defense attorney say anything about how he feels or they feel the case went?
I'm gonna say they gave us the corporate answer.
Mm.
Uh, they gave us the corporate answer, you know.
And did
But
Carmelo want to testify in his own on his own behalf and was that
survived. It was based on everything. It didn't need nothing because everything they said when it's self defense, they have to prove it. They never
Mhm.
proved.
Okay.
Wow.
So that was never that was because I know there was this pause and a lot of people thought that we were going to come back and he was going to take the stand and he didn't. So that was never an option. That had never been discussed of him taking the stand.
That's why we just need a newer. We need somebody who's gonna fight.
Mhm.
That's what I can really say right now. We just need somebody gonna fight for him
Mhm.
uh,
Mhm.
because their whole thing was he provoked it. That was their entire case. He provoked it. That's that's what the whole thing was.
Mhm. Mhm. And what do you want the world to know?
Well, before they move on, it was self-defense. According to from the day one when we first heard about this incident, all through up until the trial, it was said that those twins or those boys initiated the whole conflict, and that boy was defending himself. And it wasn't only one boy jumping on him; it was multiple savages attacking this boy. It was self-defense, and this father just said that they didn't have a chance to argue self-defense or whatever, or they recommending that they didn't argue self-defense or what. This trial was fucked up. They had bad representation, and white America is trying to send a message to Black America, showing you that Black lives don't matter, and it doesn't matter. You're not going to get the same treatment in this justice system as a white person like George Zimmerman. You don't get a chance to defend yourself. You don't get a chance to stand your goddamn ground. And if it ends up in a situation like this, they're going to throw the goddamn book at you. They're going to throw the book at you. This country is fucked up. This justice system is fucked up. Texas is fucked up.
About who Carmelo is and what your family is going through right now.
We're going through hell. Um, doesn't feel real. We feel like, I mean, it just don't feel real.
Mhm.
He's a good kid. I mean, the receipts show that he wasn't a YN. We as adults, we're not helping with the YNs, and I can know we could look at the tragedy that happened, but it was by the law.
Mhm.
The law supposed to cover us. So anybody who feels any way different, I honestly feel like, I mean, it's okay when as long as the devil don't knock at your door. because I was clueless like that too. Hey, man, it never happened. It would never happen to me. It would never happen to me, us. Because, we stayed in our lane. We worked, nice neighborhood. We were doing good, but these people basically made it their. We had just had comments to where people say, "Yeah, we sending y'all back to the hood. We
Mm-hmm.
sending y'all. Yeah, y'all don't deserve what y'all have." He said it in court yesterday. Forgot. He said that they told my son to look at me when I'm talking to you.
Who said that?
The dad, the son, both of them said, "Look at me while we talk to you." Like, oh, it's gonna come out. They said, "Look at me while we talk to you." What? Yeah,
So
they
the dad, Metcalf's father, said that to Carmelo
and the
and
son
the
came
son.
out. The son came out. He eventually got on the stand for the impact statement. But he didn't want to get on the stand, and I even tried to get people to. I even try to get them to call him, but that's another. It's just a lot, and I know what's going to hurt me more because this interview may
Mm.
push a lot of people off wanting to help us because well, you did this, man. I don't do this. I don't understand why we like that. Like we all fighting for the same goal. Like, oh man, sure. Well, you said this. I can't. What? Come on, man. Like, but it's okay because you know what? It's not yours. So I totally understand it. But I just tell everybody, be careful when in case that devil not.
You, and as parents, have you all struggled with guilt? Asking yourselves, is there anything differently? I know, Kayla, you said you wish you had gone to that track meet. But as a trial has played out, is there anything that you both wish you could have done differently?
I wish I would have been just being rebellious
Mhm.
and just do what I
Or
was
listening
told.
to advice that you thought was,
Yeah, I was told don't talk to this person. Don't talk to this person. I feel like it was just a setup. Now, like I said, they told us go get white attorneys. Every black person I went to, white attorney. No white attorney. They set them up, pushed them. Hey, here you go. I mean, no objections. It was things were smooth. So because as a father of me being who I am, I got to make sure she's straight. This mama bear, I got to make sure she's straight mentally because if she's not straight, my house ain't straight. I'm not straight. Then so because I got the kids to worry about. Got to make sure his mental health. I can't go back and forth with him right in there because I don't think his mental can handle it. The misunderstanding of what dad is trying to tell you. This ain't a daddy moment. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
It's not the time for me to be arguing with you about, hey, so I'm like, hey son, can you see? Uh, I know a lot of people say, well, I would have done this or I would have done that. You say that because you're not in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't do that. And me knowing my son, which is your child, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You see, I don't want him to maybe want to hurt himself because I don't know what he's dealing with. He's doing a great job. He's still in school. I'm keeping him busy. We're trying to do stuff around the house. And one thing this thing did do with us, it brought our family closer.
Yeah.
And I worked a lot. Well, I didn't work that much. I was home on weekends. But to her, I worked too much. But um I was able to have this time for us to be together,
Yeah.
and I think they did this to us because they wanted us to be in poverty. They wasn't expecting because the tables are turned. Me and her been together since high school. It's the other side who's divorced. So that picture they painted, the houses and the cars, that was the other side. That wasn't us. We just couldn't say nothing. And then when we did say something, it was like, oh, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't go live. Hey, don't do this. Don't say this. Hey, people gonna say what they gonna say. So that's what. So no matter what we did, we was losing.
It was a
We was
lose battle. You felt like it was a lose
losing
lose
battle.
battle. Yeah. And I just have a few more questions for you. I want to, when the verdict came down, what was the first thought that went through your head?
I feel my son. Mhm. I was, I feel like, man, I felt like I, and I cried so much. I held back and I told her, man, I'm that dad, like, hold it up, hold it up and be tight. I said, boy, you broke me. You broke me when it first happened. I never cried as much as I've cried. And it was just like when I seen him, when he grabbed it, I could still picture that man when he's saying it. Man. He said it so smooth. Like
Which
the way he said it, the way he read that verdict, it was like, just, yeah, hey, yeah, as such and such, yeah, he's found guilty. It was just comfortable. It was comfortable. You could tell the way he read it was no, like, damn, it was, hey, look. And I told my attorney, like, yeah, we know. The hell you mean you know? But then if I act up, I'm the emotional black man. You follow what I'm saying? Oh, look at him. Then it would have been on breaking news. Oh, he done flashed out. Oh, that's how they had it. We got him. So I had to humble myself. It wasn't just for me and my family. It was for all of us. Because if I would have flashed out the way I wanted to, oh, it would have been all that. You would probably be looking at, that. God damn it, that boy done went up there, acted a fool. That's what they wanted.
yeah.
So I played that game, and I'm just let you know that game don't work. It's not for us. The justice system is not for us. They can't say we did anything out of what we was told. We follow all the instructions and we follow the law. It just don't work for us.
Hmm. What do you say to the people who say,
That's he calling now.
okay,
He's calling now.
take it, take it,
Thank
take it.
God.
Hold up. Every day I wake up. Wake your ass up. The Breakfast Club.
Wow. Wow. I mean, I normally don't do stuff like this, and but I didn't. Like I said, I don't watch. I don't follow up on things and listen to the news and all that kind of stuff. But that is a sad situation that this country has torn apart a family the way they did with this injustice verdict that was handed out to this child. Got a 35-year sentence for defending himself. This whole family is fucked up. The whole beef with the Asian community, that when they're using their stereotypical inserts, they talking about how families ain't together. This couple just said that they've been together since high school. They lived in a nice neighborhood. The father works hard. The mama takes care of the house. This is that quote unquote nuclear family that people say that we should have. And when the father said that he followed everything, he did everything according to how it was supposed to be, he still got injustice. You can't be black in this country and follow their rules and do what is said to do and actually come out with fair decisions in this country. I don't even know what the hell Sarge writing in the chat room right now, but he's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit because I can guarantee you that a piece of shit like that believes in this decision that was made by these racist white supremacists that sentenced that boy to jail. It was a terrible incident. It was terrible. No one should have died. But Kamala Anthony didn't start that. Kamala Anthony was there on that track meet or whatever that was that day to be a student and participate in the activities that was assigned that day. That's what he was there for. The devilish people, the fucking evil savages, the one with the mentality of a fucking beast, were the ones that actually started messing and picking with this boy. And because of their white skin, they're able to get away with sentencing this innocent, he's innocent, this innocent boy to 35 years in prison. This country is disgusting. This country is disgusting. So the title of the show is what has black people done wrong to the other races? You see this decision, and then you see the decision of Rick Chow was able to put a bullet in the back of a teenager and him walking free. What the fuck did black people do? Throughout history, why the fuck does everybody hate black people? It is not safe in this country for a black American. Every day, you're at risk of getting accused of something, of getting murdered by the state-sponsored terrorists that call themselves police officers. What the fuck did black people do? That question can't be answered, because when you look at the stereotypical insults that is hurled toward the black community about the crime and the fatherlessness and the behavior and whatever else they say, all of those things are prevalent in other communities, but are not highlighted, right? Most of the criminal behavior in this country comes from white America. That's a fact. You just heard him allude to that the Metcalf family was divorced and had them fucking two wild ass kids out there picking on people. So what the hell did black people do to these other races? Well, I'll answer it. We ain't did a damn thing. We ain't did a damn thing. What you're looking at is jealousy and envy towards black people because we survive everything that they throw at us. There was this Asian man that jumped on social media and dared everybody to boycott the Asian community. But whenever you look at his demeanor, that snapback that he had on, he got that from black people. Whenever you look at Asian people, they copy our culture. They embed themselves in our community for our dollar. White America wouldn't be white America if it wasn't for black people. They leech off of us, they use us, and then they abuse us socially. Black people ain't did nothing wrong. The mere fact that we exist and we are more knowledgeable than them, we can tolerate more than them. The fact that we're more educated, smarter than them. They haven't created a goddamn thing. Everything that white America claims that they've created, they've stolen from other cultures. Everything that they're proud of, all of their history, who they are, they've stolen it from other cultures. This is the worst fucking race of people to ever exist in society. You look no further than Washington, D.C., where you have a white racist president that has bulldozed the fucking White House. And now he's setting up a fucking goddamn iron fucking goddamn dome on the front yard of the White House. This motherfucker is the most, he don't give a fuck about history He don't give a fuck about the historical relevance of the goddamn White House. He don't give a fuck. But you don't hear white America complaining about this old, orange, decrepit motherfucker sitting up there stealing from them, stealing from us. The whole fucking goddamn administration is corrupt as shit. Our government has been bought and sold because you have a racist piece of shit in the White House. But they want to jump up and down because a teenage black child has got sentenced to 35 years in prison. These people are a piece of shit. And like I said, fuck these Asian people. Fuck them. I'm telling you, I support the boycotting of the Asian stores. I've always had an issue with it, watching black people go in and out those stores and buying these products and all that kind of stuff. I just wish that there was a way that black economics could actually supply the same thing. But you know what? Do you know why? Let me see how I can put it. Same thing with the Indians too. So if you notice in the nail shops and the Chinese restaurants and all of them, listen, whenever they come to this country and they build these businesses, pay attention when you go there now. And I noticed this when the Chinese restaurants a long time ago. If you notice who's working in the goddamn back, who's cooking the food, who's sweeping the floors, who's doing the dishes, those motherfuckers are basically slaves. So you have the Asian people who supposedly creating these businesses, hiring employees. Those aren't black people back there working. They're not paying these people full fucking salaries. So they can have these businesses because they're not paying their employees. Right? So that's one of the reasons I think that they're able to do what they can do. And if it's a black business and they got employees in America, the employee is going to have to get a working wage. You're going to have to pay that person. You're going to have to give them benefits and medical care and all that kind of shit. These fucking goddamn chink-eyed motherfuckers don't give these people benefits. And whenever they go home or quit working, they probably living in the back of the goddamn restaurant. And working their fucking Chinese slaves to death for these goddamn restaurants. And then all of a sudden, you know, they make money because they won't pay no goddamn body. Or paying them little to no goddamn money. And America allowed them to do that. You know, instead of ICE chasing the goddamn Mexicans out of this goddamn country, ICE need to be checking these goddamn Chinese shops for these illegal immigrants working in these goddamn restaurants. That's part of the reason why Asian people can do what the fuck they do in this country. Because as soon as a black person open business, he got to be by the book. You know, you're gonna have to have your employees paid correctly. You're gonna have to provide benefits. You're gonna have to do blah 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 blah. But these goddamn Asian people, they just go get their goddamn folks, their in-laws or children or whatever the fuck. Because you know China is full of goddamn slave labor. So that's part of the reason why these businesses, just the same thing with the goddamn Indians. If you look at these goddamn gas stations, them people ain't fucking employees. They're fucking slave labor. That's why they can open these businesses in this goddamn country the way they do. Trust me, I know I own 2 businesses and I had the damn, one of the fucking most fucking costly goddamn things about owning a business is paying fucking people. That was part of the biggest goddamn thing that took most of my revenue out of my goddamn business was paying the goddamn employees. And at one time I was scratching my head is how the fuck is these numbers gonna goddamn match if I have to keep paying these motherfuckers? And you know, one of my solutions, I said, well, shit, if I get rid of half of these motherfuckers, then I'll make some money. But you can't get rid of them because you got to have a certain amount of people doing a certain thing. But the point that I'm trying to make is they're talking all that shit. These substandard fucking yellow slant out. Let me stop that right there. But they're talking all that shit coming to America where, you know, the country they left, they done ate some goddamn dogs or whatever the fuck, and then they won't talk shit to black America. But if it weren't for black Americans, those motherfuckers wouldn't be in this goddamn country. The struggles of black Americans providing civil rights for the rest of people who call themselves Americans is the only reason that they're able to be in this goddamn country. So I say fuck them damn Asian people. And let me just give a disclaimer. I don't know any Asian people personally, but I'm pretty sure all of them ain't like that. But these motherfuckers getting on social media, daring black people to boycott the Asian businesses. Fuck all of them. And I would say to black America, please, please, please find a black-owned business. Do your fucking goddamn shopping elsewhere. Do not even go to these stores no more. Fuck them. Make them feel the pain. The only reason that Asians and white America are in black communities is because we fucking spend money. There was a whole documentary done on how America, they were studying the black consumer and they developed a market on how to market to black people, get black people to buy shit, and we buy shit. That's what the fuck we do. You know, and then, you know, we have questions about, well, we buy shit and we give our money to these fake ass churches. That's a whole nother goddamn story. But that's where our money goes. We buy shit all the goddamn time. And the Asians know it. That's why they put their businesses in our damn community. That's the reason that liquor stores is in your community, because you're going to buy it. You're going to buy it. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. And I kind of understand why black people are the way they are, coming out of all of that oppression, you know, not being able to consume, not being able to have the freedom to do what we wanted to do. I understand why black people just like to explore and exploit and just bling. I understand. That's me, and that's my analysis of the psychology of why black people do what they do. And I'm not hating on it. You know, I just wish that we did things differently. You know, I'm not hating on it. So I get it. I get it. I know why you want to wear the damn chains. I know why you want to wear the damn name brands and all that kind of shit, because our people couldn't do that before. Right? And when we was allowed to do it, you know, they have developed this goddamn systems of banking and stolen property and all that kind of shit that they was invested in. We wasn't doing that shit. So I get it. And that's why the Asian people put their goddamn stores in our community, because we spend money. And they market to us. If the Asian people with their racist ass, why the fuck they don't put their goddamn stores in white communities? Why don't you put your stores in the white community? I'll tell you why you don't put your stores, because the white people don't like your motherfucking ass either. white people are just as racist toward you that they are toward black people. As a matter of fact, all the funny names that we know about Asian people come from white America. All the slurs, all of that shit come from white America. And this is another group of people like the Hispanics that want to be comfortable being white adjacent. You know, fuck them damn people. And then with the Kamala Anthony story, man, that is a sad story. And it breaks my heart to know that that child is going to be put into slavery at 17 years old. Those parents just tore me apart because they don't have a clue. You know, they walk through this world living on the good side of the line, doing everything right, moving to a good neighborhood, being involved in their children's life, probably going to church every Sunday. And when this came up, they still continued to try to do the right thing and listen to their attorney. I don't know what else could have happened differently. But I can tell that father was sincere when he was saying that he's not a lawyer, he's a working man, so he depended on the people to treat him right, you know. And self-defense in this country seemed like it should be an easy thing to defend yourself, especially when they got a goddamn videotape of those boys harassing that guy. And then I heard that some of the high school students, the witnesses, whenever they wrote down their statement of the account of what happened, they said something completely different as a witness on the stand. That's why that daddy was talking about they was perjuring themselves. And who's going to hold those people accountable for lying on the stand? If you lied on the stand and we have a written statement of you saying something goddamn different, that is perjury. But I think that those witnesses and those jurors was probably coerced ahead of time. I can't prove that, but it seemed like the fact that they had no black jurors, and even though the jury looked at the videotape, that all of them was a part of the smear campaign. Let me open that. All of them was a part of the smear campaign, and they fell for the bullshit. All right, whose line I got open?
Sister Nobody. What's up, Tyrone?
What's happening, Sister Nobody? And I got somebody else's line open. Who's this?
Brother OC. What's happening, Tyrone?
What's happening? Well, you can go ahead and Nobody and then OC.
Nobody.
Who you want to go first? Big OC, you want to go first?
Nah, ladies first.
All right, they're going to pick at you. How you doing, Tyrone?
Hey, what's happening? Everything all right?
All right, that was a sad video. I couldn't watch it, but with the help in your narrative, I was able to get through it because it's a really sad story. I was just thinking, couldn't they bring a civil case against all the witnesses for perjuring themselves on the stand?
I'm pretty sure something further can be done, but speaking legally, I can't say what that thing is, Sister Nobody. Something should be done.
Yeah, something should be done. I hate that they were misguided throughout this process, and it just shows you white America still have to cheat in order to claim a victory.
Yep.
That's all I wanted to say. I'll let OC go.
Yeah, you're right about that because now they're taking victory laps on. I was looking at an Instagram video of a white guy. He was just bragging about how he hopes bad things happen to him. I'm not going to repeat what he said because that's a child, and
Yeah,
these people are savages.
I was reading the comment section of Fox News, and even the anchorman said he should have been executed. I said, wow, really?
That's crazy.
And the comment section was right in line with that. You know,
Yeah, that's a baby.
what happened to the bullying? What happened to Mothers Against Bullying? What happened to that? It just flew out the window. None of the teams had the authority to say, get out the tent and try to physically remove him out the tent or whatever the case may be. You know what? You forgot to call Sarge a stupid ass tonight.
Well, that's a gimme. He know he's a stupid ass.
You know, they did not have, if they felt so convicted about him leaving, then they should have told a coach, someone who did have the authority to say, yo, man, go ahead and leave out the tent. You don't belong here.
But what surprised me is that they said Kamala height was like 5'8", and these other kids was like 6'1", and they were just huge.
Right.
I'm like, Jesus Christ.
But you know what? That's why propaganda, this is the propaganda. They never showed pictures of them in the present, standing next to anyone. They showed it after the case was over with, but they never showed, they always put a picture as if Kamala was bigger than them. You know, they have an individual picture, and his picture be blown up, their picture be small. So it was always put out, this is propaganda. So you won't think of these kids as being bigger than Kamala Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is how you know first of all, I said the defense fucked up from the jury selection. That was one. Then I said to myself, yo, they fucked up because they never brought up any character witnesses.
Mm-hmm.
Any character witness to talk about the twins or to talk about Kamala Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
Then on top of that, what was I gonna say? They never put the brother, the number one witness, which was the twin, the other twin, they never put him on the stand. Because he could only speak about the intentions of their actions. What was their intentions of approaching this young man? He's the only one that could speak about that.
Yep.
And they never brought him in as a witness. And that right there was a failure on Kamala Anthony's defense lawyer. But go ahead.
Hey, yeah, real quick. Did y'all hear Charleston White's little breakdown?
No, I didn't see that.
And you should play that. Tyrone.
All right, I'll dig it up while you're talking.
When he called into Anton Daniels' show, and Anton Daniels told him he gonna interview Carmelo's parents because Charleston White said he been there the whole time with the family. He bought Carmelo's Jeep. I guess Carmelo had a red Jeep. He bought Carmelo's Jeep because so many people out there looking for his car, they get so many death threats. He said the family had to move 8 times. So he said he bought Carmelo's Jeep and he drives it around. So people, you know, if they pull up, he want to kill him, a white boy. So, yeah, he said he'd been there day one. He talks about the family, who the dad was, where they came from, what type of kid Carmelo really was. So it's a good little breakdown.
Is this on Antoine Daniels' channel?
I don't even know if I was paying attention to whose channel it was on. Nah, I think it was somebody else's channel.
Oh well, goddamn man, you got me out here searching for shit that I can't find.
Hey Tyrone, relax, man. I'm gonna help you. Be on the internet all goddamn
Okay,
day.
Miss Elisa, you on the line? Welcome to the show. How you doing?
Can you hear me? Oh, I'm doing okay, just y'all go ahead on with what y'all discussing. I don't intend to discuss this Carmelo Anthony thing. I was doing my best to stay with him because I knew how it was going to turn out. So y'all continue on.
You said that you don't want to talk about it?
Yeah, because when it happened, I saw where it was going. People were donating money to GoFunds and to the family and stuff. I gave what little I had. A lot of other people gave. I knew how it was going to turn out. I don't want to discuss it because it upsets me. So y'all go ahead on with the conversation.
Okay, it is a terrible thing. Listening to those parents a while ago, I was like, Jesus Christ, you know.
Look. You can look on this channel is called House of Hypocrites and 3 Being Green or some shit.
House of Hypocrites?
Yeah. If you type in Charleston White, Anton Daniels, it's one of the latest.
Well, they got a bunch of shit up there with Charleston White and Antoine Daniels.
Yeah, but look for what's recent.
House of Hypocrites. Jeff Metcalf.
You know, one of the reasons why they probably didn't have the brother in the courtroom at the time is so that the jury didn't see how big he was compared to Kamala Anthony. Sarge.
Are you on YouTube, Big OC?
Yeah. Let me go.
No. I'm saying, are you looking at the show? Is it this video here that I'm looking at? I got it on the screen. It's got wait till you hear Charleston White tell Antoine this about Carmelo.
Yeah. Is it new?
One day ago.
Yeah, that might be it.
All right. But yeah, that is a sad situation all the way around. And those parents, they had me in my feelings. I don't usually get emotional, but Jesus Christ,
I know. It's horrible. That's why I was trying to stay away from that, and I was just because I knew how it was going to turn out. But I will add this to the conversation because I can't talk about that. It hurts my heart. I see a lot of different people were doing videos. I was trying to find a video for you to. I'm gonna see if I can still find it for you to play. I see a lot of Black people are dismissing this thought. It's not the answer, it's an answer. It's one of many solutions. And it's something that we need to think about in our community, considering where we see we're at right now. And I can't believe that I have taken such a turn like this from where I was years ago. But where we see where we are, and too many of our people, I just got finished commenting on this a few minutes ago. Someone said, and I saw a couple of videos about this, and I'm just going to read the comment. I'm not going to say the vlogger. Stop putting y'all's kids in these predominantly white neighborhoods and schools. Check your ego. Your ego and self-esteem shouldn't be attached to your status. And I've seen a lot of this with certain people who I do respect.
That's
and
ignorant.
I saw one. See, there you go, Tyrone. There you go.
It is.
You think so?
Yeah, that's ignorance. Because
don't put your kids in these predominant. Before you answer, let me tell you why it's not the answer. No, it's not. To put your kids. But when people said people need to think about when you put your kids in these all-white neighborhoods, these all-white schools, these all-white predominantly, and they're all black. A lot of people don't know what these students go through. They don't. And I know a lot of black students who went to preparatory schools and all of these things, and they were the only black. And the teasing and the bullying and the things that they went through. And when things happen and they fight back, they were the ones that got in trouble. They were the ones that got in trouble. I went to Catholic school and grew up around a lot of preparatory and a lot of shit we had to put up with. White people has not changed, not the overall being of them. And see, you dismissed it too, Tyrone. Not the overall being of them. They have not changed. And they're not going to change. And for a person, I don't know about anyone else on this phone, but for a person who went to school with them, who went to Catholic school, who went to all of the different things with them, I was used to how they act. But I wasn't the only black person there. But I know how they act. And I knew a lot of black kids who were smart and went to these preparatory schools. It was the only white kids there. They moved into only white neighborhoods. They were the only black kids there. And people are trying to say, you don't know what you're putting your kids through. When you do that, unless it's you that has to navigate that. And just like this boy was being, excuse my language, fucked with and fooled with and messed with. As soon as he did what he had to do, now look what happened. This is not something that we should just off the bat, dismiss. We gotta start thinking about what we're putting these kids through, the things that they have to put up with. Hey, we all sit around and we talk about how white people is evil, they're savages, they're this, they're that. I'm the first person to say, no, not all of them. Not them. I have a good bit of white friends, but I know how they are. And we have got to stop dismissing this so quickly. Think about your kids. If you want them to play soccer, don't put them in these all-white soccer leagues. There's soccer leagues and stuff all over that has a mixture. Stop doing that. If they're going through hazing and bullying and people doing things and like y'all said with the family and stuff was going through trying to do better, they're black neighborhoods with upper crust, uppity, snooty, persnickety, persnotty black people. I live around them. But you move out to these white neighborhoods, the kids be going through stuff. I've heard it from them. And then when things break out, they're the ones that get into trouble. And the parents going through holy hell living amongst them. Let's stop dismissing that as it's not the answer, but it is one of many answers. When you send your kids to have to deal with them in the sports leagues and in the schools and in the preparatory schools and in the neighborhoods, talk to them, ask them the things that they're going through, observe, go to the things and see the things that they're going through. Because of your ego, you want better. You want away from your own, and you got them up around that kind of crap. Tyrone, the first thing you did was dismiss. Dismiss. Well, that's not the answer. It's not the answer. It is one of many solutions depending upon the child, depending upon the area, depending upon what they're going through. You want them to do things, find something that is a mixture. Stop putting those kids up in those situations, up around them hateful ass kids. I had to deal with it growing up. They're hateful as hell and they're hateful as fuck. Don't dismiss if you didn't have to grow up around that. That's all I got.
All right, so let me check this caller. Who's this caller?
Are you gonna give me as much time as everyone else? You just stop muting me. What are you
I'm
gonna
not.
do?
No, not yet. No, not yet. Because you come to call to have something to say, to tear it up.
Damn,
Those
that was
boys
quick.
is messing with.
You didn't
Those
waste no
boys,
time, did you?
I sure did. Those boys are over there messing with him, and guess what? They fucked around, found out, I'm sorry I'm doing all this cursing, and they got what they was looking for.
All right.
I grew up around them nasty, mean-ass white kids my whole life, so don't dismiss if that's not where you were from and what you did. I know them.
Anything. I'm trying to tell you what is. And
I
what the
know
facts
them.
are, and you don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear it so
You
fast.
too much. You
I
don't want to hear it.
Okay.
I
Am
know
I going
them.
to say anything or not?
Okay,
Yes,
hold
you
on for
will.
a second. Hold on, Big
I
OC.
know them. I know them, and I know how they are.
Okay.
I know how they are, and I know them.
Let me
And we
ask.
have got
Okay,
to
good.
stop.
And you don't
We
know
have
what I
got
know, do
to.
you?
Let me
No,
ask.
you don't know what I know.
Let me ask Big
I
OC.
heard it already. Can I
Okay,
say
calm
something now?
down. Big OC,
No.
listen. Big OC, listen. That video is 31 minutes long. Do you have a timestamp?
Nah, it's like in between, like he talking for the most part. They going back and forth, but then there's a dude giving commentary. On it. I mean, maybe do like 10 minutes. There comes a time where you see Anton put the phone to the mic.
So will you want me to put it there when he put the phone to the mic?
Yeah, that's when he starts on the phone with Charleston.
Okay. Hold on for a minute, Sarge. Let me make sure that I see this.
I'm sorry, Tyrone. I'm sorry.
You ain't gotta apologize.
It hurts me to my heart. I grew up with them kind of kids. Yes, I did, and I know how they are.
All right. Okay, Sarge, you go ahead. Welcome to the show. How you doing?
Okay, first of all, thank you for accepting my call. Now, first of all, I just like to say two things that are matters of fact that have nothing to do with my opinion about his guilt or innocence, simply trial procedure. And the second thing is my opinion about this case that I think is infinitely more pertinent than anything anyone else has said tonight. And those two things are this. First of all, in response to the challenge that was put to me, the defense has the power of subpoena through the court. Any witness to an event can be subpoenaed by the defense, and that would include Austin Metcalf's twin brother. All they had to do was ask the judge to issue a subpoena, have him appear. He would have had to appear in court to testify. But I'm going to tell you why they didn't. It was strategy. I guarantee bloody well to you, to that jury, they would have seen him as sympathetic, a man who just lost his brother who died in his arms according to the witnesses. And they would have seen him as sympathetic, and they simply didn't want to risk it, given the fact he probably could not have contributed anything of importance more so than the other 14 witnesses did. That's why they didn't subpoena. They had every right to, and they could have, and they chose not to. Second of all, I saw this. First of all, those parents had almost $1 million to get the very best legal defense they could buy. They spent it on a crib, they spent it on a car, they spent it on probably cosmetic surgery. I don't know for sure. I
Okay.
suspect.
Sarge, let me.
This is what I'm talking about.
Wait a
They
minute.
didn't spend it on
Sarge,
a-
can I
they
pause
got
you
a
for a
public
second?
defender.
Okay.
They got a public
Okay, hold on for a
defender.
minute, Big OC. Let me
Why
pause
won't you let me finish?
because I want to pause you for one.
Motherfucker, you running your show now?
Okay, hold on for a minute, guys.
This motherfucker knows I'm gonna blow him out the water.
Okay.
That's why he didn't want to hear me.
Okay, pause. Sarge, you're gonna have to Sarge.
Man up and listen to something for a change.
Okay, so please stop for a second because
Okay, I'll stop. Let me get my say, please.
okay, I want to pause you with your last comment. Okay, about the parents spending the money. I heard what you said, but we just heard those parents say that everything that you said about them buying a house and buying a car is not true. But you're continuing with the smear campaign about those parents. Now, what you need to do is take to the consideration that you just heard the people that got accused of that say that that's not true. Do you understand that?
Do you understand that they had a public defender?
Okay, we're not talking about that right now. We're not talking about that.
They got almost $1 million.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about you.
You don't want to.
No, we're talking about you accusing the parents.
I want to know why they didn't get what they could have taken $700,000 and get the very best legal defense it is possible to buy.
Well, we just heard the
For
father.
whatever reason.
Okay, we just heard the
I
father.
got news for you. Go Send Go has changed their rules as a result of this trial. They now say in a criminal case, the money has to go to the defense.
Well,
Because of this.
Go Send Go.
You let me say what I want to say besides this.
Okay, well, go ahead. I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
God damn, man. I mean, shit. We got to get hung up on pettifogging details. I wish I hadn't said it now.
Yeah, you shouldn't have.
But it's a fact. The Go Send Go is changing their rules because of this incident. Now, in a criminal case, that money must go to the legal defense, not to any other expenses. Now, next. Now, we know the defense could have subpoenaed Austin Metcalf's brother, Hunter, but they chose not to because he would have been too sympathetic. Of that, I am certain. Number two.
No, they wouldn't have been.
Number two. Shut up, nigga. Are you gonna mute this motherfucker or not?
Sorry.
See, that's what I mean. I'll be doing this shit, and then you'll be mute me in a minute. All right, next. The defense, when you talk about the witnesses' statements being at variance from each other, that is not at all uncommon. In fact, it is to be expected in a traumatic, sudden event. Witnesses have differences of perception based upon what they saw. You don't look for just the fact that they're different because they're going to vary slightly even when they're telling the truth. What you look for is gross discrepancies, and there were none between the witnesses. There were some, but they were relatively minor. They were not big to affect what the truth of the matter probably was when they tended to agree with each other so much. But this is the main point I want to make. And would you let me make it uninterrupted?
Get your double talking.
Motherfucker, shut the fuck. Will you mute this bastard? God damn him to hell. All right, again. Let me explain to you this thing here, what I think comes out of this. I hope, and I doubt if it will, because too many people in the black community are too arrogant, too self-absorbed, and too solipsistic to note it. But they should. And it is this attitude that people in the black community have in interpersonal conflicts with other black people. And we all know what it is. If you disrespect me or touch me, you better expect I'm going to kill your ass. Now, we know it's true. Black people are more at risk from this than white people are.
Okay, I'm done.
Now, we need to get a handle on
I'm
this.
done. I can't do this.
Do something about this because it kills more black people than
Okay,
white people.
you're lying right now. Okay, so you're lying.
You're full of shit. 8,156 black people victims
Okay,
of homicide in
well,
2024.
you done started the
and
white
most of them were killed
supremacist
by
talking
other black
point.
people.
Okay, well, whatever.
No, you don't give a shit about the truth, nigga. I tell you what, you just go and look at every response I made to you in the chat room, and I blew you out the fucking water.
Okay, Kamala Harris don't have no Kamala Anthony don't have a Give Send Go. Well, he got a Give Send Go, but it's only got $300 in it. And what happened was Kamala Harris had raised $634,000 on GoFundMe, and GoFundMe took down the fundraiser. so they're not going to get that money. I don't know where Sarge is getting this $1 million bullshit from.
Me either.
So
I went to the GoSendMe website and saw it. That's where I got it.
Okay.
Where do you get it from?
Okay, I'm looking. Okay, listen. GoFundMe had raised $634,000 for Kamala Anthony, and they took down the fundraiser. So he didn't get that.
After they found out all these shenanigans.
And Kamala Anthony never had a Give, Send, Go. Give, Send, Go is mainly for white racist people after they break the fucking law. They make money over there. Like I said, here's the Give, Send, Go for Kamala Anthony. I put it on YouTube. It says 300 and the goal is $100,000, and he's only raised $325,000. $325. I'm sorry. And let me look and see if I can tell if there's a date.
How much of that might have gone to give him a good legal defense? Well, how much you think they might have had to spend?
I just told you.
Instead of a public defender.
I just listen to me. Okay, listen.
Oh,
I want you guys. Okay, listen. The Give, Send, Go basically just opened, right? And they've only raised $325. The donation 2 hours ago was $25. 5 hours ago was $100. 6 hours ago was
shut it down because
okay, can you stop? Can you please stop? Can you please stop? 6 hours ago was $200. So basically 2 hours ago looked like the first fucking donation went in to Give, Send, Go. And they only raised, so this bullshit about him making $1 million off of Give, Send, Go is a fucking lie, Sarge.
How much money did they raise from contributions over the internet?
So those are
How
things.
much did they raise?
Okay, hold on. Those are things that we don't.
Hold on, you don't answer the question.
I'm getting ready to answer it. Those are the things that we don't have answers to. And where you get your $1 million from, you pulled it out of your fucking ass. Because there's no way you can sit up here and tell me that he made $1 million.
$700,000, $300,000 less.
Okay, whatever. I'm not getting into that. This is stupid.
You're a liar.
This is crazy.
They got a public defender, man. What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, sorry. This is what I'm not going to do. Is I'm not going to listen to you.
Have a private attorney.
Okay, I'm not going to listen to you defend another fucking. I can't. Over the years, I got tired of this.
I know, because you hate the truth and you hate facts.
That's not the point.
Them. You lied about almost everything about this trial. I responded to every damn thing you said in the chat room, and most of them were lies. They were completely at variance with what the witnesses said.
Hey, come on, Tyrone, man. You know.
I'm really at a short fuse.
Like all the other shit that comes out that stupid state.
I'm really at a short fuse. I'm telling you, I'm at a short fuse with you, brother. Just over the years, I can't do this. It just don't sound right.
Yeah, listen to Big OC. He know every motherfucking thing in California where they steal elections.
Yeah, I know people. I know people like to hear you. I know people like to hear you spew this bullshit.
Yeah, Big OC, let me hear your wisdom. I got a book of Big OC's Words of Wisdom, one of the shortest books in the history of mankind.
Hey, Tyrone, check this out real quick.
Dumb bastard.
This nigga says California elections are rigged. Listen, L.A.
No, they're legally corrupt.
That's an oxymoron. Sorry, that don't make no goddamn sense.
This Sarge is a liar and a coon.
And you're full of shit, you California doofus.
Okay.
You belong in that benighted state.
All right. Well, guys, I'm sorry to expose y'all to what Sarge just said about all this bullshit, but I know y'all like to hear him speak. And that's why I tolerate it, because that's what I'm doing, is I'm tolerating whatever the fuck this idiot is saying.
Okay, here's what the New York Post reported. $625 grand by Give, Send, Go. $625 grand, and they got a public defender. Now, could they have spent $300,000 on it, on the best private attorney they could buy? Could they have done that? Yes or no?
Okay. Okay. Hold on right there. Hold on right there. Hold on. Let me show y'all why Sarge.
Motherfucker, she got nothing to say.
Yeah, I got something to say. I just pulled up the New York Post, and I'm sharing it with people online right now. So I want y'all to look at the headline. of the New York Post. Let me make sure that it's in the damn window. Hold on. All right, here it is. See, this is how you shut up. This is how you know Sarge is full of shit, right? It's because if you look at the headline of the New York Post, I'm gonna read it word for word. Kamala Anthony,
read it, Tyrone.
Kamala
read
Anthony's $625,000 crowdfunding page yanked by Gibson Go after the murder conviction. So Sarge saying that this man got this money, and the article that he looking at is clearly telling him he didn't get this goddamn money. But shut the fuck up, nigga. Every time I catch you in a lie, you want to overtalk me. So shut the hell up. Every time I catch you in a motherfucking lie, you want to overtalk me. So you shut up, motherfucker.
Now that he has been convicted.
Okay, but you didn't read that. Did you read that earlier, Sarge? Did you read that earlier? No, because you was fucking lying.
No.
You was fucking lying. You said that New York Post said that he got 625,000.
I don't give a damn what I said, what you think.
Motherfucker, it matters what you said because you get on here and scream the fucking bullshit. Shut the fuck up. Well, let me see. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up.
And Tyrone, he said that they went, and he don't know what they spent on when they bought cars and bought this and bought that. That's what he said, leading the people to believe that they got this money when they crowdfunded and that they didn't spend it on a public defender. This money was yanked after the conviction. That's not what you said, though. That's not what you said.
Can I say something?
What actually happened?
You said they spent
money. Well, I'm gonna get you. Whoever the caller is. Hold on for a second.
I fucked up then.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on, Sarge. You fucked up. So
you fucked up. Thank you.
Okay. Shut up. Let me grab this. Okay. Listen. Okay. I'm gonna do this right here. Listen. 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 Go ahead. Who's this new caller?
Beating your ass and you can't stand it.
You ain't beating nobody. Okay, who's this new Sarge, shut up. Who's this new caller? I just opened.
Motherfucker, I ain't scared of you. Keep your ass here, nigga. Don't go any goddamn where. I'm gonna beat your ass up some more.
Okay, let me see. Let me get this new caller. Go ahead.
Man, motherfucker, you full of shit.
Okay, Sarge,
You
stop.
gotta mute his ass, Tyrone.
Sarge, you got caught immediately, you damn liar.
Go ahead.
I corrected myself, unlike your lying ass, you dirty, no good, stank ass California bitch.
Okay, damn. Hold on now. Calm down. Is that Howard? Is that Howard?
Yeah. Tyrone.
Okay, Howard. Before you go. Listen, I just want to make this point about this article. Sarge just said that he corrected himself, which means that he lied when he first made that statement. So what I'm trying to tell you guys, is every word that come out of this motherfucker mouth is a lie. So go ahead, Howard.
Did you lie when you said 4 people jumped at Mello?
Okay, it's Howard's turn. It's Howard's turn.
Motherfucker, when you did that.
It's Howard's turn. It's Howard's turn.
4 people didn't jump him.
It's Howard's turn.
You said it, didn't you?
It's Howard's turn now.
You gotta mute this emotional
Yeah, you
power.
better mute me and tell that skank ass to shut the fuck up till she learns something.
Okay, Howard, go ahead. Okay, sorry, that's enough. Go ahead, Howard.
All right, based on the sources here, Carmelo Anthony was represented at trial by a privately retained defense attorney, Mike Howard, rather than the public defender. Multiple reports about the case identify Howard as Anthony's head defense counsel. So I just want to put that up. But after the murder conviction and sentencing, Anthony filed an appeal paperwork claiming he was indigent unable to afford legal representation, and requested a court-appointed attorney. That is after the trial and when he filed his appeal paperwork. So he was represented by a legal attorney. And if Sarge would have listened to the video you played earlier on, the parents said that they fucking paid for a goddamn attorney, and they wish they would have picked somebody different. They went through how they were shopping attorneys and everything, and were getting bad advice. So I don't know, these racists put out shit, and unfortunately some of our own people fall for the person.
Yeah, like being jumped by 4 people. You believe that too, don't you? Tell me about it. Tell me about
again,
who gets misled.
If you would have listened again to the video that you played earlier, his father again even talks about that, saying that especially from the younger brother who actually initiated the not the younger brother, the other brother who actually initiated the confrontation, it was never called in court. He's one of the main witnesses of the person.
Well, then why didn't they do it? What kept them from doing it?
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
You know what subpoena is, don't you?
Excuse me,
Okay,
sir.
Sarge, you're gonna have to let people talk, man.
God damn, it's like.
Yeah, no, I did ask a valid question though. Why didn't they subpoena him?
I'm done, Tyrone.
I know. You don't want to answer the question.
You won't let nobody
I
talk.
don't know why they didn't subpoena him, but I did provide a reasonable explanation as to why they didn't.
You lie all the
I'm
time,
right.
man. You
I
sit here
think
and
it's a
lie.
reasonable explanation.
I'm going by what the parents said and not you, because you wasn't there. You wasn't involved.
Oh, wait a minute. Well, what did the parents say? What did the parents say why they didn't call him up then? What did they say?
Because go ahead, Elisa.
Go ahead. No, I was just getting ready to say, see, this is why I didn't want to talk about this, because I knew we would have to hear, oh, who knows what they did with the money. Maybe they bought a new car and they spent money on this and they spent money on that. And when you have people that say things like this, because that kind of stuff is all over, that's the talking points that the rabid white supremacists, racists, and their supporters, that's what they are saying. And I'm glad Howard was able to call in and say calmly that he had his lead attorney was not a public defender that was paid for. That was the best that they were able to do. But see, then you have these rabid white supremacists and racists and their supporters and followers and butt suckers who call in and say things like the parents spent the money on who knows and who did.
She's talking about you.
And parents who.
Well, hold on.
What
Go ahead.
percentage of the money?
Okay, hold on, Sarge. Okay, well, Elisa, I tried to establish that we have a liar on the line. So what I mean by that?
Did they spend on the private attorney? Are you
Okay,
not at all curious?
I'm trying to run my show here.
Okay, well, good. I got my answer. That's all I need.
I'm trying to establish that we have a
You're not
liar,
even curious as to how much they did spend.
a white supremacist liar on the line. That's what I tried to
You're
establish.
not curious about what they did spend. Look,
So-
I'll tell you what is important. Why didn't they object?
Why are you taking over the damn conversation? You want to host the goddamn show? You want to host the show? I can't do my damn show now. Is that what you? Why you won't let me do my show? Why you won't let me do my show?
When their own defense witness was asked by the prosecution,
Okay, you're not even letting me do my show.
that Carmelo provoked
Okay,
it,
you
and
wasn't
what
there.
he did was
You're
murder?
probably lying again because you
They
constantly
object
lie.
when the prosecution asked that crucial question.
Okay,
And the
you're probably
defense
lying.
witness said,
So what we're
I
gonna
think it
do?
was Carmelo that provoked it, and I think it was murder.
Okay, so guys, we're gonna guys, we're gonna put the liar on pause right now, and Mama's boy.
Jury can make that determination, not a witness.
Okay, hold on, liar. So we're gonna put the liar on pause. Mama's boy, welcome to the show.
Peace, everybody. Peace.
Hey, what's happening? Mama's boy just established the forum tonight. We do have a white supremacist liar on the line, so I just want to let you know.
Exactly. Good man, sir. Good man. You have to warn the community of Old Peckerwood.
Race traitor in the neck of woods. You better tell me that
Old
race traitor's coming
Peckerwood
after
is
you.
loose in the
And you better
neighborhood
believe
with his
I'm on your
rocker.
ass, too.
Help. Old Peckerwood is loose, y'all.
Uh-oh.
Tyrone.
Hell no, right now I'm a race traitor. I'm
want
gonna
to
be on
just
your ass, too.
let y'all know that Sarge is over here to rage bait. Nothing more.
And you want to see more black people dead with this attitude that Carmelo Anthony has. If you touch me, I'll kill you. What do you think black people are doing each other in these damn neighborhoods to the tune of 9,000 or so a year?
Tyrone.
Sarge.
Sarge is on his full-blown Propaganda.
check
He's
it out.
on his full-blown propaganda.
Hey, Mama's boy, can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Unless you want to argue
Sorry,
with the
let
I'm
other
about
people
to-
talk.
Maybe you
Hey,
know
Tyrone.
more about the dead bodies and the police reports than I do.
Hey, Tyrone, this is coming from a man who told us about a case he had where he was looking at some man's woman. The man got mad. Sarge picks up a napkin holder in the restaurant and hits the man in the goddamn face and runs.
After he tried to hit me and try to keep me from leaving the restaurant when I tried to
Yeah,
break off
the man- yeah. Sounds
the
like-
argument,
sounds
I
like
tried to
the only
leave and
difference-
get away. He wouldn't let me get away.
Sounds like the
And
only,
that's
only
why that's why my defense lawyer, who I spent
Hey,
a good amount of money
Tyrone,
on,
you
he
see-
made pretrial motions. I cooperated with my defense lawyer, and we got the case dismissed,
Tyrone, this-
motherfucker. I guarantee you, if I had been on
Hey,
that
Tyrone, this
Carmelo
goddamn
defense
Pepperwood.
team, I would have done a better job.
Okay, Sarge, listen. You taking over the show.
I would have done a better job if I'd been on it.
Okay, Sarge, you taking over and you're not allowing other people to talk. Can you please allow other people to talk?
Hell yeah, motherfucker gonna lie about me, and you know won't give me a chance to rebut his ass.
You lie, period. But let Mama's
Hey,
boy.
man, I got off because the judge said the charges were not warranted.
Nobody gives a
I had
shit about that. I don't give a shit about
We
that.
don't care, Sarge.
Nobody
We
give a
don't
shit about that.
care.
The judge said I had a legitimate case of self-defense and dismissed the charges.
You
in
still
pretrial
talking about
motions.
it. You're still talking about it. Go ahead, Mama's boy.
Hell, nigga, there's a big fucking difference between him
It
and
ain't
That's
no
all I'm
big
saying,
goddamn
Tyrone.
deal. As a matter of fact, it don't mean shit. But go
I
ahead,
know,
Mama's
I
boy.
know, family. I know this is gonna be easier said
Yeah,
than
you can just
done,
lie like a fucking
but
rug
you're
and
gonna
think
have
you
to
don't get
pay
away with it.
Sarge no attention. He rage baiting. That's all he's reason why he's
and you
on
know, and
tonight.
you're fact
He came
ignoring.
on here to rage bait.
Think the witnesses
Raise
are all
no-
lying.
Say a bunch of high.
Sarge, why you
They
can't
don't
let
know
nobody
you.
talk?
Only
to
Mama's
piss people
boy
off.
knows what the truth is.
Sarge is the biggest Peckerwood on TRS.
I mean, he ain't got no answer to what I
Sarge,
said.
why you can't let other
All
people
he
talk?
got is ad hominem. Ad hominem, ad hominem.
Sarge is
That's all
the biggest
motherfucker
white
got.
man
He can't-
on
He don't
TRS.
know nothing about this case.
Sarge, listen, brother. Let other people talk, man.
You don't know much about it
Liar. Didn't you
either.
accuse me of a liar? Because I was a little
Well,
bit off on one
I'll
fact.
tell you what I do know. I'll tell everyone what I do know. We are listening to a man that could buy into supporting Donald Trump. Ain't a goddamn
Sarge,
thing come out
come
this
on, man.
man's
It's not
mouth
right, man. This
makes
not right.
any sense
It
then.
isn't about me,
Once I
Bigelow.
find
It's
out
about
that
the
he's
case.
able to be
Sarge,
catfished,
come on,
I
man.
don't believe shit he say.
It isn't about me, nigga.
Ain't no
It's
reason,
about the
ain't
case.
no reason for
Oh,
no one
God.
else to pay attention to what he
Do
says.
I have to do
Just
this
Yeah,
every
yeah,
fucking week?
get made here.
Rage
You
bait
really get some
everyone.
expertise
He'll
up here.
save the
Get that
most
motherfucker
vile
up here.
shit
Why don't you
just
go
to
and
pay
name
somebody
the
off.
guy?
So don't pay no
Hey,
attention.
yeah, you gonna learn more from Mays than me. Hey, Mays,
Don't pay
get
no
your
attention
ass
to
up here,
Sarge. Sarge is trash.
Okay, that's enough now. Everybody calm down one at a time, please. So who?
Can I
Hey,
say
man, ain't
something?
nobody else got to put with this shit.
I have
And
a
you
few
know.
more
Okay,
words
did I not just
Tyrone,
give
if
some
I can do it
instructions?
without being
Whole
interrupted.
conversation about me, because you know a goddamn thing about
Sarge,
the
this
case.
is why you get muted right here. I let it go on, and now I'm explaining to you why you get muted because you won't shut the fuck up. Now let other people talk. Go ahead, Elisa.
I'll just have
no,
another
let
sentence,
Let,
Tyrone,
let,
and then I'll be done.
let Mama's boy go. I'm getting ready to rewind the YouTube back, and I'm gonna play something. And that's all I have to say about this Carmelo Anthony. Let Mama's boy go,
Go
because I'm gonna
ahead.
have to mute myself to find that little piece again. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Mama boy.
Well, I think it's a shame, but it's what we have to contend with nonetheless. We're gonna have certain so-called black people that wants to stomp all over your feelings with this. They've been, we've heard them admit to looking for a race war. Now, what kind of nigga is running around begging for a race war so he could be on the white side, not the black?
Wait a minute, you saying that I
Hold
did
on,
that?
Sarge. Hold on. No, he's not saying you. He's not saying you. Just talking.
I did that?
Attention to this sorry,
I want to know this
sorrowful man.
motherfucker is saying I did that.
Okay, Sarge. We're letting him talk. We're letting him talk. We're letting him talk.
Let him say it if I did or
Well,
didn't.
you get clarity after he get finished talking. God damn.
We all know, and I don't expect it to change. Sarge has always and forever spit the white narrative, the racist white narrative at that. The same propaganda that racist crackers say, you can expect Sarge with his Uncle Ruckus ass to come rolling up in here trying to rage bait us with the exact same phrases and sentences, enough to even come over here and sing a goddamn song. Do not trust this man. He is trash.
Hold on, Sarge.
Peace, fam.
Well, Mama's boy, let me hold on, Sarge. Shut the fuck up, Sarge. So what I don't get, Mama's boy, is that all we heard throughout the years is stand your ground, self-defense, and all this kind of shit. And we know we know that Kamala Anthony was called over there to a table by a friend, and then because he was there, those Metcalf boys didn't like that he was up under their tent, so they initiated the whole conflict, and to the point that he was getting beat up, and he was defending himself. So I don't hear anybody talking about stand your ground and self-defense and all that.
I did. I brought it up. I said it. I came on the line and said it to everybody.
I was talking to Mama's boy.
He has every fucking right as a Texan to stand his goddamn ground, and he was railroaded by the lawyer that he purchased. He was railroaded by that motherfucker. And I'm gonna tell you something, Tyrone. Maybe I'm talking too much about myself, but I know about this. I know about how these lawyers, for a black man, you will buy a lawyer and expect him to go into court fighting for you, and he's just up in there cutting deals with his homies. He don't give a fuck about what's up with you. He just wants your money.
Well, see, and the reason I said that earlier, but the father actually said that the self-defense argument in this interview wasn't even brought up. You know what I mean? Because it was self-defense.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something, Tyrone. It sounds like Tyrone. You're gonna have to mute this nigga. There's no way I'm gonna be able to finish what this delicate conversation I'm trying to have. It's very important that you understand, because I've been through this. Well, although not at a level to Carmelo's degree, but just hear me out, everybody. Give me 1 second, Howard. Let me land this, because you'll hire the lawyer, you'll pay the lawyer's fees. You know what I'm saying? You don't owe the motherfucker nothing. And that's all they wanted. They already know the judge. They know the prosecutor. And all they're going to do is call them up and say, hey, I got one. Give me this, and we good. I purchased the lawyer and still got my license suspended for an extra 180 days. So the lawyer didn't get the rest of his money. You see what I'm saying? That's how they do you, though. So if you need to find an attorney, which is hard to do up there in Collin County or Denton County, because you have to have a license to practice there. And most of the lawyers that has a license to practice there are going to be your regular old Peckerwood. You're not going to have a black a lawyer that can.
You got to have a black lawyer to be good?
Will you shut the fuck up?
Only a black lawyer can.
All right. So this is something I found out on my own, because I had to look for a lawyer. Okay, and this particular county is weird. Okay, it's really weird. Judges do what they want, prosecutors do what they want, defense attorneys do what the fuck they want, and there's nobody held accountable. Much like Sarge don't like accountability. You know what I'm saying? So that's how. God damn it, I'm almost finished. I got a couple of more words. That's how this young man could get railroaded. And if you all remember, I brought this up again last time. You know, I don't want to. I'm going to bring up something everybody should think about. The Innocence Project has always been in Dallas, and they still working. So it might not be as dark as it looked later on down the road. I'm sorry. I know it's a little soon. I feel really bad for the brother and his family, but there is some type of fucking avenue that can maybe help the brother. It may take a little time, but there are people that are they know how these crackers operate. You know, the federal government had to come down here and sue Lou Sterritt on the way that they were operating. You understand? So as long as you got Trump in office, you really don't even really want to do anything until he gets out. Then you might have a better chance of him getting out. You see what I'm saying? But as long as you got Trump in office and motherfuckers got these batteries in their back, you know, it's gonna be an
state
issue.
case, not a federal case.
Hey, Tyrone.
Sorry.
Hey, Tyrone.
Shut up.
I just want to
Go
say.
ahead.
I can't answer that, so you just shut up.
I just want to say, Tyrone, that me and nobody explained the ins and outs of this case for a couple of days last week. Some people, I'm not gonna name names because they loud and shit, but some people, Tyrone, didn't even know that Carmelo Anthony got called over, went over to that tent to talk to a friend, a cousin of his girlfriend, who he's went out with, at dinner with, been over at the house with, done took pictures with this dude, and that dude basically turned his once the bullies got around, he abandoned Carmelo and actually got on the bullies' side of things, which is wild shit. That man got on that stand and lied. The defense showed pictures and everything. You don't know him, but goddamn, look at these pictures. Is that you and him? Oh, that's at your grandmother's. That's at your grandmother's house and shit. Eating dinner with. You don't know him. It was just wild shit. The lawyer didn't push hard. The defense attorney, I should say, he didn't push hard on those kids. All those kids got up there and lied. And if you listen to what the father said on that video, he said it. The kids got up there and lied. He said that my son was railroaded by his fucking lawyer. He said that shit.
That's what the parents said. That's exactly what the parents said.
Carmelo wasn't charged with trespass. He was charged with killing a man without legal sufficient reasons. That's what he was charged with.
In
Not
Texas,
being in the wrong place when asked to leave. He wasn't charged with trespass.
in Texas, self-defense is a legal reason. In Texas,
he wasn't charged with trespass.
In
so
Texas,
why are they trying to move somebody? Why are they trying to move somebody off of public property?
So then maybe if Austin was alive,
no, don't give me that. I asked you a fucking question.
Battery. You could have
I asked
charged
you a fucking
Austin
question.
with battery for touching him,
bitch.
but he's dead.
I asked you
so
a
you
question.
can't charge him with that.
Why are they trying to move someone off of public property?
Hey, Mr. Policeman, I want to charge this Austin guy with battery.
I'll continue on, Tyrone.
Why did he stab him? That's what I would like an answer to.
They would have to railroad him.
He was defending his fucking self.
Austin Metcalf with simple battery.
He was defending himself. He was defending himself.
What? Okay, so charge him with battery. It wasn't a life-threatening situation that needed to kill him.
What we have, Tyrone, is some parents that were very naive.
Yeah,
When I
you
saw-
won't answer my questions. I answer yours.
When I saw the parents on that video, Tyrone, I was immediately taken aback a little bit by how young they look.
Well, I wouldn't call him naive, Howard. I wouldn't.
I would.
I wouldn't. I mean, those people fell into a situation that they did not know how to manipulate, and neither one of us would have knew how to manipulate it either.
But the father says he listened to them goddamn people. He did everything they told him to do.
Well, he didn't know.
And well, you didn't know means you're naive, Tyrone.
But were these people from Texas? Were they from the South? Did they migrate and just found Frisco and moved in there? Because that has a lot to do with it. You know, people don't know the area that they moving in. They come down here with bright eyes and bushy tails and think they're gonna, live a nice suburban life. And they moved right into the middle of one of the most racist towns in this motherfucking
somebody touches
area.
you got a right to stab them to death. Everybody knows you can do that.
And I bet you money. I bet you money if people had more insight on how the demographic is made up in this part of there are places in Dallas or the Dallas area that you can move to and have that kind of life. But Frisco Frisco, Prosper, Plano, McKinney, all that shit north of fucking Dallas. That's where white flight went. So that's where you going. If you go anywhere north of fucking Plano, it's going to be all whitey, lily white.
Yeah, you need to go somewhere black where you can stab somebody to death without
So you have
consequence.
to understand.
Hold on. That father said that he's a hard worker, so he was probably following the jobs and shit like that. So
I guarantee you, he might have got a job and moved down here and thought didn't know it was enough to even worry about it. He thought it was when it wasn't, and I think probably if he would have talked to his son, he probably would have found out a lot faster of how it was, because kids tend to let you know early what it's like.
Hey, Tyrell, can I say what Mama's Boy is saying? That's what I was talking about. We have to take those things. It's not the answer, but we have to take that type of stuff under consideration. Where you're moving your children, pay attention how they're maneuvering where they are, and how the kids you have to take. And it's one of the first things a lot of us do is we'll dismiss. That's not the answer. And I saw some of us saying, yeah, my family moved into an upscale, all white neighborhood, and the kids treated me like shit. But I was told that I had to do this or that, and know who you are, and know that type of stuff leaves scars. It does. It leaves scars. That is something that we have got to start taking under consideration. And like Mama's Boy was saying, Mama's Boy said, I don't know nothing about Texas, but I can tell you about some areas, up and coming, black people, this, that, but you don't want to be over there because this, that. You want to be right here because you have the persnickety up across black people, mix your neighborhood. The kids will do well there. Don't go here because such and such. You've got to take these types of things under consideration. And I want to piggyback on something Mama's Boy said. I'm not an attorney, so I'm not even going to try to argue this case. Why didn't they do this? Why didn't they call? I don't know. But a lot of different big brains, lawyers, and people who this is what they do. They would talk in a lot of different videos. These people, this is what they do. They teach this stuff. They practice this stuff. They said he has an open field to get, appeals, get his appeals and different things like that. So I think we're going to see a different outcome on this as the temperature calms down. So I do agree. I'm not going by nothing Sarge is saying. No, nobody doesn't have the right to stab anybody to death. But nobody has the right to F around with people and then you end up finding out. That is the cause and effect. But I do agree with Mama's Boy on this. Some of these big brains that I was listening to, and Sarge, a lot of them were right. That should help you out. They were all saying that he's going to have an open field for appeals and things like that moving forward in the future. But the way things were set up, the area and different things like that, it was going to be a slam dunk. But I don't see him spending. It's going to take a little bit, but I think we're going to see a better outcome on this. So I agree with Mama's Boy on that.
Well, my whole thing is I didn't hear anybody talking about self-defense because that was the whole initial story.
That's exactly what it was.
That was the whole initial story, and self-defense wasn't even brought up in the thing according to the father.
And you know what, Tyrone? A whole big ass open warehouse opens up for you in Texas if you use self-defense, no matter what your race is.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. But this was a chance. This was a chance, and whoever his attorney was.
That's right, dog.
Whoever his attorney was, they did that boy wrong by not even bringing it up and not even calling the brother, the one that was there.
I'm telling you, Tyrone, exactly. It's a washing machine. It's a washing machine. Okay, listen. Why didn't you see? This was a big enough case. Why didn't you see the one lawyer, the black lawyer, show his ass up down? They be hanging around Al Sharp. What's his name?
Oh, Benjamin Crump.
How come you didn't see big ass? Ain't no way Benjamin Crump
Well, wait a minute, hold on. He's a civil rights lawyer, so this was a criminal.
They could have helped him. They could have helped him.
He has people under him that practice criminal law.
Just going to tell you, I'm trying to describe a picture here, a landscape here. Okay, I'll say these two things and I'll back the fuck up and let y'all have it. My mom got a ticket in Denton County a long time ago. She decided to go to court and fight. And she was up in there. She talked her talk. She spit her spit. She spit it so well that the judge said, ma'am, I believe you, but you still gonna pay this ticket. Hit the gap. Okay? That's Denton. They do it the fuck they fucking want. Now, if you don't have the license to practice law in that county, you ain't going to no court. You're gonna have to work through somebody. And they railroaded that young man. That's all they did. That's what they do. They work deals out with the prosecutor, and the motherfuckers end up at the damn gala next year.
And the judge, don't leave him out.
It's all three of them work. Well, the judge, judge gonna do what the prosecutor suggests.
Well, the fact that they had an all-white jury, and they tell you the process that they eliminated black people.
Exactly.
That was just like, wow, really?
The whole thing was messy. But I think we're gonna see the big brains, and I have to believe in what they said. The big brains who don't practice the law there, they said that whole thing is right with appeals, and they're gonna get their appeals and different things like that. They said there's so many holes in that.
That's why I brought up that's why I brought up the Innocence Project, because these lawyers are designed to be able to practice law in Texas.
Yes.
Which is a whole magician's trick in the first fucking place. That's why Sarge, he can't say shit to me about Texas. He don't know a motherfucking thing about no Texas.
God damn it, shut up a minute. I won't say shit to you. And they eliminated the black juror because he literally said to the judge, I can't put a brother in jail. Now, that's automatic. Your ass is out. I don't give a fuck what color you are. Now, the three black educators, they might, I say only might, have a Batson appeal on that basis. Even though the prosecution said they had cause other than race to dismiss them from the jury. But they might have something with that. They're not going to have a case with the guy that said, I can't put a brother in jail because too many brothers in jail. His ass is out no matter what the fuck he does. The other three, maybe.
That's him, and that's the jurors. But they talk about the case
but they
itself.
said that the educators would be conflicted in interest because they were educators.
If the lawyer fucked up every defendant in Texas, this I know, this regardless of the race or whatever, you have an opportunity to ditch that fucking attorney and go with another one. No, despite the fact that he got a conviction, that might even help him get another trial with a different lawyer. So I know this isn't good news, but it's better news. At least the man has an out. He has a way out. It may take a little bit because Texas moves slow like a motherfucker. Listen, we still got the same governor. Texas moves slow, but the wheels eventually shit happen, And like I said, they were able to exonerate 13 men through DNA and all kinds of shit. The Innocence Project around. So I'm not saying that's what's gonna happen. I'm not trying to get nobody hopes up. I'm just saying the best way I keep my spirits up is I know the brother does have a shot.
Yeah,
I'm not saying there may be grounds for reversal on appeal because this thing wasn't televised. I haven't seen any of the transcripts. It's entirely possible there may be grounds for a reverse of this verdict based upon appealable grounds. I don't know, but I'm saying that even if that happens, all it means is there'll be a mistrial declared and there'll be a new trial. They'll convene a new trial.
What
in the
was
same
really
location, more likely than not.
what's really suspicious is that they didn't release that video to the public. That is weird. That is like strange.
I think everything about this is weird. They should have let the public see it. Now, I'm with you on that.
If the parents didn't spend the go see or see money or clothes and a new car and house, as Sarge tried to allege, maybe they could have gotten a better lawyer. Right, Sarge?
I think they should have spent They should have spent as much as they needed to on the very best legal counsel they could get. Ask if F. Lee Bailey was effective for O.J. Simpson or not. You're damn right it was. Along with Dershowitz and all them other people. Johnny Cochran, all of the people he got. He got the best legal team he could find, and they did it for him.
We don't know what they spent, but some little birdie said that almost $1 million they got. I don't know. They could have spent that on shopping and shoes and pocketbooks and a new car. Did somebody say that?
But wait a minute. I think they could have got a damn good defense team for like $300,000. They never spent it all on a legal defense.
How do you know they had that much? You know what they had?
All I know is what they were said they've collected.
They didn't collect that.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I don't know what else they spent it on. But it's okay. So could they have spent maybe $100,000 on a really good legal?
You know what? I don't think money plays a part here because for the lawyer.
Money didn't play a part, Mama's boy. Money didn't play a part.
I know it does. I'm not. Give me a second. Just give me a second. Let me explain myself.
I want to hear what you say. I want you to say that. The only reason I brought this up, I want you to say it. The only reason I brought this up about the money, because some little birdie came on here talking about they had got almost $1 million off a Go See Me fund or whatever you call. And I don't know. They could have spent the money on shopping. They didn't get that money from Novo. Somebody was trying to lead the audience to believe that. That's why I said, but go ahead, Mama's boy. I want to hear what you got to say.
Well, the reason why I say the money, maybe, I'm not saying it doesn't matter. It does. But if, obviously, the lawyer he talked to gained his confidence in some sort of way. Yeah. And his money may have had something to do with, the group of guys he had to pick from. But in order for him to choose him, he had to have some confidence. And like he said, he did what the lawyer asked because it all made sense. But that's how they get you. That's the washing machine. They get your confidence. That way you pay them. And you just a statistic to that motherfucker. He gonna run you through the washing machine.
Well, he seemed even more suspicious to me, Mama's boy, when the father was saying that they didn't bring up self-defense, and the lawyer didn't want to call the other Metcalf boy as a witness, and then he just seemed suspicious because he wasn't. The dad said that he wasn't calling any objections. He wasn't objecting to anything. So that just all seems weird to me.
I mean, you're right. He asked questions that he had no business allowing the prosecution to ask without an objection. And by the way, the judge is not going to intervene. The judge is a referee. The judge doesn't have to raise objections for the defense. All he's got to do
We all know that, man. We all know that.
All he has to do is decide whether or not to sustain a defense objection based on what the reports are, and that's all I can go by because they didn't televise it. I ain't seen the transcripts. So all I can go by is what is reported. And by what is reported is that questions were asked of the witnesses, both the defense and the prosecution witnesses, that should not have been allowed the witness to answer. And the defense didn't object. And it's not the prosecution's job to object. It's not the judge's job to object. It is the defense attorney's job to object. And if they don't object to at least get it on the trial record, then it doesn't matter.
And what's even more worrisome is that those kids that took the stand, when they wrote their statements, their statements completely contradict what they said on the stand, and it was
that's appealable, right?
It was a lot of witnesses.
Under oath to be perjury. Now that's why you have cross-examination. You take out the police report and you say, okay, you said this is a statement that the police say you made to them at the time of the event. This is what you're saying now in court. Can you explain to us the difference? Now, if there's a difference that looks like conscious attempts at lying under oath, then you got it for perjury. You ain't
okay, Tyrone.
He made to the police, not under oath.
Tyrone, I would like to take a try at the perspective of a lawyer that's getting ready to railroad his client. I'm not gonna call all those witnesses. Hold on, we got you, man. Everything's gonna be all right. You just stay calm. And you watch your whole entire life go down the drain because this lawyer doesn't call witnesses, he doesn't object, he does all the things that you would normally do in a case to properly defend your defendant. This lawyer does not do. Wink and a nod at the prosecutor, the judge. We got our conviction. Blam. I'll see you at the golf course this weekend. That's basically what the fuck happened.
Well, you have to show that. You got to show that for sure. That'll satisfy an appeals.
It really doesn't matter, and I will address this appeals thing, because Sarge, it really doesn't matter to those three guys. They did what. If the guy gets off on appeal, the judge don't give a shit. The prosecutor don't give a shit. The goddamn defense attorney don't give a shit, because he got another defense attorney probably by now. And I'm off to the next motherfucker. Okay? So whether the man gets off on appeal and gets to live a happy life, them three clowns just produced a conviction. That's a W. Okay? There you go. So there you go, y'all.
But I know one thing about most judges I've ever had anything to do with in 23 years of law enforcement, they don't like being reversed on appeal. I'm telling you that right now. They don't like it. Maybe this judge don't give a shit. I don't know. But I'm telling you right now, if there are reversible errors in this trial, I guarantee you that somebody, given the nature of this case, is going to go through everything with a fine-tooth comb, go through common law rulings from the past and precedents, and attempt to find something they can shoehorn in to get this case dismissed on procedural grounds. Because when it comes to the event itself, I'm convinced beyond any reasonable doubt he is guilty of the offense. That doesn't mean there aren't procedural grounds to declare either a mistrial or a setting aside of the verdict, because I don't know. I don't think anybody else here does either.
He is not guilty of the offense. He is not guilty of murder. He defended himself and
manslaughter then?
Huh?
Manslaughter? You think that might be adequate?
You can call it manslaughter. Whatever you get, whatever charge you call it whenever you defend yourself and you kill somebody. If that's manslaughter, then
that's just called self-defense. That's just called self-defense, Tyrone. And you know what? You know what? If his lawyer would have brought up self-defense as the defense, like I said, in Texas, you have a right to property. And please, I meant to say this before. Don't trust a damn thing I'm saying. When I bring something up, feel free to Google it and get the exact, because I may be a little off, but I am correct in what I'm saying. This was self-defense, and if it's self-defense, this man never should have spent a second in jail, and it should be over with. Now, he probably killed some rich kid, and some, their father and shit might know some highfalutin people, but he obviously wasn't playing no large role in his damn son's life. They just played it all up to make it look that way because they was going to railroad this boy.
Well, see, Mama's boy. You remember the daddy was saying that they was ginning up this smear campaign and they was painting the Metcalfs one way. I can't understand why Camelo's side wasn't playing up the self-defense. I'm talking about I'm talking to Mama's boy. Shut the fuck up.
I can tell you why.
I'm not asking you. But I can't.
I know you're not. You need to ask me though.
I can't think of why Camilla side wanted to play.
If you listen to me, even you will agree it makes
I ain't even finished with what the fuck I'm saying. God damn.
Let me give you a hypothetical, Tyrone.
Okay, well let me finish. Why they won't? Let me finish. Why they won't playing up the self defense? Talking about the aggression of the Metcalf brothers.
I can answer that
right.
Okay, you know I'm done. I can't even.
No, hold on, Tyrone. Hold on. I got you, Tyrone. I promise I got you. Okay, those are things that a defense lawyer that's actually trying to get his defendant off does. Now tell me what a lawyer, a defense lawyer that is in cahoots with the prosecutor and the judge, tell me how they act.
That's not it. There's something else. Why don't you
I
listen
want to hear what Tyrone thinks. I want to know how Tyrone thinks a defense attorney that's in cahoots with the.
That's a valid point.
You know, how do they behave?
That's a valid point.
The answer is not complicated. Let me tell you why.
Hey, you know what's it called? Occam's razor.
Even though
if Occam's razor exists, then the simplest solution tend to be the right one. So we might be thinking in the right department. You see what I'm saying, Tyrone? Just off the behavior, of the defense attorney.
Explain why he killed him. That's why. And they didn't want to risk a 17-year-old opening himself up to cross-examination when he gets up there on the stand to explain why he killed Austin Metcalf, even though he doesn't have to.
Well, your 23 years of law enforcement, that don't make no goddamn sense. That don't make no sense.
Tyrone, hold on, man. Let me give you a microcosm
you don't know anything about the way
of the justice system in Denton County. Let me give you a microcosm. When I got the ticket and the summons to go to court, the first thing a nigga do is look for an attorney, right? Man, ain't the first time I ever got a ticket in the county. You know what I'm saying? So I already know. I done been all around this motherfucker. I know all you do is get an attorney that practices law in that court. You know what I'm saying? Pay the little $500. They'll go in there. You know, they'll call the trial. If the cop shows up, you'll have a trial. If the cop don't show up, they'll dismiss the case. It don't work like that in Denton County. There's like 5 motherfucking prosecutors and 5 defense attorneys that can practice in that motherfucker. So everybody knows everybody. The cops gonna show up. They ain't gonna dismiss no case. Ain't no need to have no trial. Just pay the goddamn ticket. But what I found so interesting is I couldn't find not one fucking lawyer in Dallas that would go to Denton.
George Zimmerman and Kyle
I had a lawyer,
Tyrone.
I had a lawyer. I had a good lawyer.
That is why they were acquitted. George Zimmerman and Kyle Rittenhouse got on the stand, looked the jury in the eye, and explained why they did what they did. They could not put Carmelo Anthony on the stand. They could not do it.
I found it amazing.
Okay, hold on for 1 minute. Hold on for 1 minute. That is you're lying. The father said in the interview he wanted to put his son on the goddamn stand, but he was advised not to. So whatever you're saying right now is a lie. You're saying that they couldn't put him on the stand because he might look guilty or whatever. See, are you fucking black? What the fuck is wrong?
No,
you got to find every goddamn reason to try to stand on the side of these white motherfucking savages. You got your head so far up white people ask what you saying ain't making no sense. So you a goddamn liar. You just told us you got 23 years in law and goddamn enforcement. You just made that shit up. You just made it up.
They can't stop, goddammit. They can't stop you.
Tyrone, you should see how I want to say this one thing, sis, and you should see how these municipalities compete with each other over jail. Denton County spent $6 million, built a new jail. It wasn't even fucking a year and a half later. The county next to it, Collin County, redid theirs, tore the old county motherfucking jail down, built a motherfucking palace out there to compete with Denton County. And what do you think they building these jails for them hoes to be empty? No, because these motherfuckers got a system of ship some in, send them to jail, ship some out, ship some in, and it pays for their city.
Tara, I want to know where you got the idea that a lawyer can stop you from voluntarily testifying in your own defense at a trial. Where the fuck?
Okay, you wasn't listening to the father. The father was saying that he was taking the advice of his counsel. The counsel recommended that the son don't test the goddamn file. So the father said the whole goddamn thing. I was trying to follow the rules. I was doing what was recommended. This is how the fucking he didn't wind up on the goddamn
This is
stand,
how you get
Sarge.
railroaded.
God
right there.
damn. Shit. You stupid.
You don't even know how the judicial system works.
It ain't how motherfucker. It's not how the judicial system works. It's this case and what happened and the father's response and his explanation for the reason that he did what the fuck he did. It ain't got shit to do with your opinion about a witness testifying, even though they can. If this father was following the recommendations of this goddamn attorney, that's how it ended up the way it did. You fucking moron. God damn.
Defendant can overrule his goddamn father, you stupid motherfucker.
Was you in the motherfucking trial? Was you in the goddamn trial? Was you there? Was you there with your 20 years of fucking fucked up service? You was not there.
At this point, it's the appeal. That's all you can look forward to. Fuck with
The
Sergeant.
defendant can say, Judge, I want to testify. I don't give a damn what my father says.
Well, woulda, shoulda, coulda. It didn't happen.
What kid is gonna do that? What kid is gonna do that?
He's not. He's at 17.
Man, that kid's gonna have to get some advice to do that.
Yeah, and if his father is telling him that we're gonna have to listen to him, I think this is the best thing. I think this is the best thing that we need to do. This child is going to listen to what his dad, and the dad is going to listen to the attorney. Now, Sarge is right. He could say, I don't care what either one of them say. He has the right to testify. That is true. But they took the attorney's advice, and the young man took his dad's advice that we're going to listen to the attorney. And they do ask him at the court. They didn't have cameras at the court. I'm not an attorney, but this much I know. The judge will ask, you have the right to this and this and that. They ask you all these questions. Were you intimidated not to this, that? You doing this, I guess, for are you choosing not to testify? And then he will say, yes, it is of my own accord. So exactly. he took his father's advice, and the father took the attorney's advice.
Yeah, they just had a damn interview. The dad explained it all. I mean,
yeah, he explained
and
that.
he got a case, Tyrone. He got a case of malpractice. He got a case. So, I mean, I don't even understand. See, Sarge is rage baiting on that alone. He's trying to draw you in upset, knowing that this lawyer didn't do his job properly. He keeps assuming that he's got a good lawyer. So why didn't he do this like he's a good lawyer? He's not a good lawyer. Well, why don't you accept that? He's not a good lawyer. Answer questions
all right, well,
based
I'll
on that.
accept it then, but don't say
You
I
fucking
said something
smart
other than what I said.
motherfucker, you.
I already said he made some errors. Were you not listening to me when I said it?
No, how about incompetent?
Well,
Judge him as incompetent.
You are willing to go that far.
You don't want to judge him as incompetent.
I'm not willing to go that far based on what I know.
You don't want to
now
judge
you
him.
can
That's
give your
right.
opinion.
That's
I'll
right.
give mine.
Okay, Cracker. Okay.
Oh, fuck you, nigga. Go to hell, lousy bitch.
Yo, stop.
Oh my goodness.
But it's a sad situation.
It is
but
terrible.
I see there's some hope. That's why I didn't want to discuss this, because I was cussing. Sometimes I was cussing. I was irate. I was upset. I was cussing at Sarge.
Yeah, because that kid is an innocent kid. That boy is innocent.
Normally I apologize to you for cursing and getting irate, Tyrone. Sarge, but I'm not apologizing to you this time. But at Flim Flam, you came on here about spending that money from the Go See or whatever that fun thing was.
Oh,
I don't apologize to you.
He was lying.
Yeah,
But is that really material to the facts of the case?
You the one inserted it.
Well,
idiot.
Is it material to the facts that were presented at trial?
You inserted it into the conversation. You said that
I
lie.
know I did, and I acknowledge my error, and I ask you again. Is that
Okay.
error of mine material to the facts in controversy at the trial?
Okay, can I answer that, Tyrone? Let
Go
me
ahead.
answer that. No, it's not. But I wasn't talking about the case. I was speaking on why I normally apologize for cursing and getting irate at people. This is to do with me not apologizing to you, not the case. Because you
Well,
came
that's
on
okay.
here
At
with
least
this.
it don't bother me all that much because I know when you get in your feelings, you just in your feelings, and I ain't got no problem with you getting cussed out anyway.
You were lying. You were lying.
You came on with this.
Hey, Tyrone, did that nigga just mansplain? He just mansplained Sister Lisa's feelings and thoughts and
You were lying, Sarge.
Being disingenuous.
Sarge, you was lying. You were lying. You lied.
Well, that's even
You
worse.
came
But I
on-
said disingenuous is a little bit down from that.
You
were
came
lying.
up with the flim. You came up with the flim flam, and I got upset. And the next thing I knew, I was cursing,
Look,
and I know
believe,
better.
I believe he's guilty of sin. I believe there
Okay.
may be reversible errors, whether he's guilty or not.
You see, y'all see, right here. You
Well,
see?
because
You don't have to be upset because I ain't about to change my mind about it.
Because he's a white
Okay.
supremacist liar. That's what Sarge is. He's a white
Show me
supremacist
some
liar.
different evidence.
He's a white supremacist liar. That's all he does.
I mean, see what this motherfucker just did? He's full of
Oh,
shit. You don't know a
Peckerwood
goddamn thing about the law. You
strikes
don't even
again.
know the man got a right to testify in his own defense. You're full of shit, nigga. You don't know a goddamn thing about nothing. And then you gonna sit here and talk about me.
Cause
You
you
a
lied.
old Peckerwood.
17-year-old boy, not legal yet. Okay, yeah, he posted, and his father. who's
Well, in
very
Texas,
incompetent.
you are legal at 17.
Oh, you're legal at 17? Okay. Oh.
Yeah, in Texas, you legal at 17.
I thought it's not 18 and then 21.
Under
No, it's
certain,
17.
Look, certain offenses, you can be 15. You can be
Yeah.
tried as an adult. But
Well,
certain
that's what the courts say. But he's still a child. That is a child.
Yeah, we know that.
He's a child.
Technically, yes. I'm
He's
speaking of
still
the
a
law.
boy.
You guys keep
He's
ignoring the law.
We know
Well,
better.
nobody's not ignoring the law. He's a boy. He is a boy. He's not a
He is,
man.
and he can be tried as an adult for certain offenses.
We already
And
established
we
that. You
already
looping, man.
established. That has been established. We're not arguing that. No one's arguing
Sounds
that.
to me like sometimes you guys are. I'm not saying you.
No.
We just told you,
Tyrone always
dummy.
does that shit.
We just told you, dummy.
And both
He
are
can't
true.
drink.
He is a child, and he's being tried as an adult under Texas law.
Everybody acknowledged the fucking law, but also acknowledged that he's a child. He's a fucking
We're
child.
acknowledging that he's a boy.
Both are true.
This
He
nigga
can't
glitching,
smoke.
Tyrone. He glitching out.
He can't
Both are
smoke.
true at the same time.
He can't smoke or drink. That's all we're talking about. We acknowledge the law part. This is 14-year-olds that's been tried as an adult. We get that. We get that. We get that.
Hell, that boy can't even buy tobacco products in Texas.
That's what I'm saying. He can't smoke and he
Well,
can't
you shouldn't
drink.
stab people in the heart for no good reason then.
Well, they should, but no good reason. They shouldn't have been effing with him. And
Yeah,
one of them
you
is in
have to leave the tent, and you charge him with battery, and what you do is you hold him responsible for killing him for touching him.
Well, you shouldn't have been messing with him. And that's why. How many did he?
Well, yeah, and I want to make sure. I want to make sure that I say this. I want to make sure that I want to make sure that I say that.
Ass out this motherfucking tent. Get the fuck out of here.
I want to make sure.
And none of this would have happened.
I want to make sure that I say this right here, and I want to be clear when I say it. Metcalf got what the fuck he deserved. He got what he
We were
deserved.
looking for.
Now you sound like
asked-
the lunatics outside that courtroom. Be
No.
my guest, Negro.
No. When you messing with people, you should be messing with people, bullying, but this bullying people to this, that. You got what
Hey,
you was
that's right
looking
to
for.
kill him. That's right. Kill him right then, right there.
No one said that. Nobody said that. Only person said that was you.
What fucking Tyrone just said. He got what
No,
he
he-
deserved.
He did
No,
get
he
what the
forgot.
fuck he deserved. He shouldn't have been fucking with that boy.
I rest
And
my
be,
case,
He shouldn't have been fucking with that boy, and because he was fucking with that boy, he ended up 6 feet under where the fuck he belonged. I said it.
I'm gonna bring something up something else up, Tyrone. Hopefully we can get past this glitch. But there is a silver lining. They're trying to see, Texas is trying to invite all these companies and people into these cities like Frisco, McKinney, and with incidents like this happening, they're gonna have to put that cracker shit down, or they're not gonna be able to woo these big companies from California and New York and shit like that into these communities. So all these plans that they got for Frisco and Plano and all, they're gonna get stifled if these racist ass cops. They had to do it in Richardson. They had to do it in Garland. Well, Garland's Dallas County. They had to do it in Rowlett. They had to do it in Rockwall. And Rockwall is one of the most prosperous counties per capita. I mean, ain't nothing but rich people live out there. They're mostly white, but the cops have to slow down, stop pulling people over, because what it's doing is these big companies, their employees getting harassed. They just say, fuck it, they're not gonna bring these companies. And so the same shit's gonna happen to Frisco with this Carmelo Anthony thing. And Sarge can talk all the shit he want to. That damn racist shit gonna have to is gonna have to slow down. That's why the shit keep moving further north and further north, because more and more people are moving here and the demographics is changing. So these municipalities are gonna have to change.
Well, I don't know about all that, but these people ain't gonna stop doing what they doing, man. I mean, it's generational. I mean, this shit been going on forever. These people are not going to change. They are not.
Nope.
Well, whether it's because of the industry or whatever.
Slow. It's gonna be slow.
It ain't happening, mama's boy. It is not. We're
going
back.
Tyrone, I thought that way. I did.
We're going back.
I'm right there with you.
We're going back.
I'm right there with you. I thought that way, and I was a curmudgeon about that. You know, I've lived here, most of my life, right? I mean, this is all I fucking know here, and I'm telling you what I'm seeing. I traveled this city. I got probably 2 million miles just driving this motherfucker. It's how I know all these Crum, Sanger, all these are sundown towns. Frisco used to be, right? And when you see what it is versus what it used to be, you'll understand what I'm telling you. It's slow. It's slow. Chamber of Commerce, you know who's sitting on that motherfucker. You know who's sitting on the city board and all that shit. And they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. But what they want, the money. And, you got a lot of Indians live out in Frisco. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of had to Richardson, because it used to be mainly Asian. And then the Indians moved in, and that's when they cops stopped tripping, because they want the bread. They want the people paying their property taxes and moving in there. So, and Frisco is up. They really needed to come up because they invested billions in this motherfucker. They really can't afford it to fall off. And it will fall off if foreigners and black folks ain't moving out there. And there is a community of black people in Frisco. It's small, but they wasn't living there. They was living around, the white folks, the crazy ones. Because that's all they are out there. Trailer trash, they got a good job, now they live in the city. They still Yahoo boy. It's gonna take time. I don't give up, because I've seen it happen. But Denton County is just a whole. You might be right about Denton County. It's the animal that eats everything, because the only way that city makes revenue is by arresting people, and they pass through the jail. Even if it's a speeding ticket, goddamn it, you paid us. Have a nice day. They have a 97% recidivism rate. You hear me, Tyrone? Little bitty ass county got a 97% recidivism rate
for their parole or probation. That means if you do everything right, they still gonna pull you at the end because it makes them money. So you might be right about Denton County. Them motherfuckers might take a whole lot longer. Dallas County has to be more progressive because Dallas County has more demographics in it, you know. So the surrounding counties like Denton, like Collin, Denton County, you know, yeah, they do what they want because the judges, the politicians, the police, they all work hand in hand because there's really nothing out there. There's a few restaurants and shit, but nothing attractive. It's not an attraction. So the way they make their money is also through their municipality. You going, getting a ticket, you know what I'm saying, and passing through their jail. Because they count that body and they get that money from the state. So it's crazy, but that's North Texas. These crackers are yahoos out here. And the more black people, more people that move here changes the motherfucker. It's going to be a tough fight, no doubt, but better to go down swinging than to just lay down.
Well, this damn country ain't changing, man. I mean, look at the way them Asian folks is acting with that Rick Chow motherfucker. And all of a sudden, all of these Asians got batteries in their damn back, and they fucking talking shit about the black community. That shit surprised me. I was like, okay, well, fuck y'all too.
Really?
Yeah.
They been acting like that.
Well, you know, I kind of had a little thing, you know, for China. I was like, okay, I like what China doing. I like what Japan doing and all that. But I didn't know that they was that goddamn racist. Them motherfuckers is worse than white people.
They are awful. They are awful.
Everybody is, Tyrone.
Everybody I can't talk about the Chinese, but I know the Koreans are just terrible. They always been. I can't stick on the Chinese.
Everybody hate black people. I'll give you a prime example. Look at Sarge. He's black and he hate black people.
Man, it ain't about me, you stupid nigga.
Sarge, you hate black people. That's the truth.
I hate black people like your dumb ass, you goddamn fool.
Yeah, man, them Asians going off. I'm like, what the fuck is
They've been like that. They've been doing, the Koreans, and I realized in the past few years since the COVID, the Chinese is bad, but the Koreans are awful. That old K-pop and them groups and the young people and the stuff they say on, I'm not on TikTok, but I watch the people who show the TikToks on the TikToks and stuff like that. The Koreans are awful. The Japanese is not much better. But the only ones who they call the dirt of the Asians, which is the Filipinos, they're all right. But them Koreans and the Chinese and the Japanese think they stuff don't stink. They think they're better than all of the Asians, and all of them look down on the Filipinos. But the Koreans and the Chinese, they're awful.
Yeah,
they're awful.
And Rick Chow, he should have went to jail for murdering that boy. He shot him in the back.
I know that was murder. One I'm not trying to talk about. There's another one I'm not trying to talk about either. And but then wasn't that in South Carolina?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't expect nothing good out that state.
So you don't believe Chow and his son's testimony, eh? That they said he pulled the gun out and pointed at him. So you don't believe him. You think he's lying, right?
Okay, let me ask you this, Sarge. You're a police officer. No. You asked me a question, so I'm getting ready to ask you. Let me ask you a question. You're a police officer, 23 years, we just found out tonight. So you're a police officer, and you aiming your gun at someone. If they're aiming their gun back at you, and you shoot them, where would you shoot them at?
The way I have been trained, and I trained others to shoot, center mass.
Would that be in the front or the back?
It would be whatever is facing me at the time I pull the trigger.
Okay, you missing my question. You're missing my question. Shut up. You're missing my question.
People people move.
You missing my goddamn question.
A split second later.
No, your comment was he was aiming the gun at them. That's what you just said, motherfucker. You just said that he was aiming a gun at them. Shut the fuck up. I know it hurts. I know it hurts. I know it hurts.
Listen to my entire answer.
I know it hurts. I know it hurts.
All right, one more time. Let me answer, because I'm quick. I don't ramble like you.
Okay.
I would shoot center mass at the target that presents me at the moment I am pulling the trigger. A split second before the hammer strikes the firing pin, the person can shift their body.
Okay, all of that's unnecessary.
Other than where I'm aiming.
Oh, all that's unnecessary. Based on what you said. Okay, shut up. The comment that you made is that he was aiming a goddamn gun at them. You cannot aim a gun with your back turned to some goddamn body.
Nigga, yes, you.
No, the fuck you can't. The only reason.
The dynamics of a gunfight.
The only reason that back. Okay, shut the fuck up. Shut up. The only reason that bullets landed.
And blockheaded.
The only reason that the bullets landed in that boy's back is because he was running away. That was.
This Negro said the only reason. You know how many variables there are in a gunfight?
Okay. Well, not only are you a white supremacist, you a fucking yellow chink too.
Man, you're an idiot.
You licking the goddamn. You licking the damn Chinese dick too, or whatever the Rick child was. Fuck them.
Well, Tyrell, whatever. You're not gonna get a better answer than that. Was it a convenience store that they were operating?
Yeah.
Or what was it?
Yeah.
Is it shut down? Did the people stop going there?
Well, now, Lisa, I haven't been paying attention to this stuff. I just catch it like y'all catch it. I catch it on Instagram or on YouTube. I don't follow the news.
Because that was another one that I was not trying to get into. But like when they were calling for the boycott, I think the quickest boycott is to shut that place down. Just don't go back there no more.
Well, I've seen on social media where they're boycotting all the Asian stores, like the Chinese restaurants, the nail salons, the weed places. They're boycotting all the Asian shit.
But they need to make sure that one, because that's how those people. I know in DC, you all can look it up. There was I think these people were Korean. They were Korean, and they owned cleaners. And this black guy, it's just in DC, he took his suit in. He took a suit in or something he was going to wear to a wedding, some type of a suit or tux or whatever it was. He was going to be wearing to a wedding to have it clean, I think, whatever he was having done. And when he went to pick it up, it wasn't the same pants. He'd had that suit custom made. And I guess they lost the pants in the cleaning. So they just put whatever was closest. And he was like, these aren't the pants. And how they normally do, they argue you down, you know, blah, 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 blah. He's like, no, these are, you know whether or not this is your suit. And he argued, they argue. And so he took them to court and they got their lawyers. I remember this. This wasn't that long ago, happened in D.C. And he was going to take it. He was like, and so then they said, well, then we'll replace. He said, well, no, we can't replace the pants. I had this suit custom made for this thing. And they wanted to give him something like $80. And he was like, no, I had this suit tailor made. And here's all of the paperwork. I think it was like around maybe $2,000 when he paid for this thing. And they went back and forth, and they were, we're not going to this thing. You know how they do. And they did not know that he was a big brain. He was a lawyer. He worked at the Justice Department. So he filed all the paperwork himself. And he had their lawyers working overtime. And it got expensive and expensive and expensive. And then when it came down to, well, we'll just do this, that. He was like, no. He kept filing the papers and filing the papers. They own something like 3 cleaners. You know, just by dealing with that man in court, he wiped them out.
Good.
Because all that money they had to pay these lawyers. And I remember some people who had liked them, they was all on the news crying how they had to shut 2 of their cleaners down because of all the legal fees. Because he was suing them for all this kind of money. And people was like, he just need to let this go. And it was so funny because you could look at him, he was so well polished and he was a slick talker. He was like, no, it's the principle. They're gonna tell me that I was trying to pull something on. They ended up losing everything. And I remember the whole time I was like, go, man, go, go, go. Because that's how they are. They think all black people are stupid. And that's why my ex-husband took some shirts into the neighborhood cleaners, run by Koreans, and he's 6'4" and used to buy expensive shirts to wear with his suits to work, because he had to. And when I went to pick up the cleaners, I bought the clothes back. And he said, what's this? I said, this all them shirts. It was something like 20 shirts. He said, 10 of these aren't my shirts. I was like, what are you talking about? And he said, these are made by Arrow. He said, all those shirts you took me were Ralph Lauren and Calvin Klein. And they were, long sleeves, because he's tall. Long sleeves on arms. And I was like, well, I didn't look at them. I just bought. So he took everything back to the cleaners. He put the plastic, took it back. I said, these aren't my shirts. And I remember I went back with him. But this is, how they do. Same thing they was doing with him. I said, no, don't let it go. And this, that. And he stand up in the cleaners, took one of the shirts out and put his arm through it. The sleeve cut like damn near his elbow. These are not my shirts. He said, you see these other shirts over here? These are Calvin Klein, and these are Ralph Lauren, this and that. These are Arrow, and these are this and that. These are not mine. These shirts are too small. And you could see the woman's face that she realized, no, those not his shirts. Well, no, this, that. That went on and on and on, because they do like that to black people. And I said, look, they offered to give him something like $10 a shirt. And I was like, no. If they was to come back and say at least $25 a shirt, that's not what he paid for them. But at least y'all know you gave him, somebody got his shirts and he got somebody else's shirts. And some man got shirts too long and he got shirts. We went back and forth. I said, but you can get a lawyer if you want. I said, because they stuck on this little back and forth. And he was like, I'm too busy at work. I got too much going on. I'm this, that. He said, I'm not going to take the $10. And he went back up there and he left the shirts and he did it. And the people were standing around there listening, they regular customers, as he talked to them. He said, I don't want these shirts. I don't know what you all did with my shirts, but this, and he gave them a good talking to. And we reported them to how the business thing in the area for where we were living and this, that, about their practices and about their this and that. And they lost a lot of business. And eventually they had become accustomed to doing that.
Well, I don't think that
they ended up going out of business.
Well, it always bothered me that all these Asian and Indian places always stick their damn stores in black communities.
They do stuff like that.
And I really wish this boycott would at least close some of these goddamn businesses.
They need to.
Because they hate us so goddamn much, but they want our motherfucking money. They need to stay the fuck out of the black community with that damn greasy ass Chinese food or whatever the fuck they be cooking.
They will try to get, not all of them, I must say that, but they will try to get over on you, and because you are black.
Yeah.
And see, this is the problem. We wasn't living in no hood. This ain't no damn hood. You got professional people that's living around here. This is money. And y'all gonna try that? But with all the bad press and us reporting them to the business thing around there,
they're in y'all area because it's black. But they won't go. They won't go to the white communities and set up these goddamn greasy ass Chinese food stores and all that shit.
And they wouldn't pull that in all white upscale neighborhoods,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they pull that in a black upscale
But
neighborhood.
they don't
And he
listen.
not-
Listen. This is the way it works. There are Chinese restaurants in white communities here, but guess what? They are not owned by Asian people. They are owned by white people that that make them Chinese. You see what I'm saying? So the low budget stores are in the low income areas. They owned by Chinese people. But these high scale Chinese stores in white communities, they're not owned by fucking Chinese. Cause the fucking white people don't want them goddamn Chinese peoples in their own goddamn in their neighborhood.
Sound about right. But that's how they will, but not all of them, but too many of them. It could be upscale black neighborhoods that would try to get over on you just like they would in hood. Just like they would in hood. But I said, no, we're not finished because I'm not going to say where I live. I was on this and that dealing with the homeowners association, with the town of, I'm not going to say the town of this, that, and I was involved in a lot of stuff. And we had their name up, I had their name up on the thing and their practices. And more people start putting up about their practices. And next thing we knew, they was gone. And some, I don't know what them other people who moved, who ended up opening up the dry cleaners over there, but they was gone. Because see, they will do that. He was like, no, I'm not going to take that little, I don't have time to fool with this. I don't have time to fool with these people back and forth. He said, take your shirts. I'm not going to take your money because that is a disgrace and it's an insult. And he said, like, I would sue you all and I would have you in court, but I just don't have the time and that's what they want you to do, over some shirts.
Yeah.
But he was like, well, we ain't finished with you. I wasn't finished with you. I got with the town hall and the this and that, had their name up there on bad practices. Then I knew that thing grew, and then they were gone. But they do that. So, yeah, I don't know where you've been, somebody. How these Haitians, they always been like that.
Well, I was trying to, I didn't think nobody was bad as white people besides the Hispanics.
They're not as bad as them, but
I think what they saying on the damn social media, what they saying on social media, they sound just like them damn racist ass white people.
They can. I saw. I'm gonna get off this phone because I got to get up in the morning. But it was I don't know what Asian he was, but you know how people be on. They make money playing those games, and they be online and they record themselves. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And the video games, and they record themselves. And this one Asian guy, he was like, well, such and such, that's why y'all invented fried chicken. And this went viral because people were sharing it. And it was a black dude, he was playing again. And he was like, oh, why you do that? Why you do that? Well, he said, what you say about fried chicken? That's why y'all created fried chicken. He said, oh, so you want to take it racist. I'm not going to say the things I should, but I'm not going to say the things. He said, well, since you took it there, and the things that black dude said to him about cats, you can imagine, and dogs, and pigeons, and how they do this, and how they do. He let him have it.
Yeah,
and
the Asian culture, the Asian culture is a filthy, nasty, dirty fucking culture. It just is. They just fucking.
You want to know something?
And that was good enough for him. If that's why you want to play,
that motherfucker missed it. He missed it. He missed it, sis. All he got to do to get that motherfucker back is park his car out the front door of a Popeye's chicken on Tuesday. And you're going to see every fucking Asian in your town come in that motherfucker. Guaranteed goddamn tea. They eat just as much fried chicken as every fucking body else. I would have posted the camera outside Popeyes on Tuesday when they come in there to get that Tuesday special for $3.99. They come in there and get 3 and 4 and 5 of them and go rolling up out of there. They do it in my neighborhood.
Well, they have a tradition. It's in Korea or China where we celebrate as Thanksgiving. They have a thing that they celebrate there, and they eat Kentucky Fried Chicken. But no, he came back at them better, where them dogs shall eat, them cats, them this, them rats, and y'all be, I mean, he went in, you know how the stuff that they, and the Asian guy face turned red, looked like he wanted to cry. He said, you want to be racist? There you go. What's about them cats y'all got out there? What
Them
about
rats.
them,
Them rats.
and he's saying rats and the pigeons y'all be out there catching and cooking up. He went in on him. He said, since you want to be racist, talk about fried chicken. He went in. That thing went viral. I'd have felt about that thing. The Asian guy face, he didn't have much to say. He didn't expect the guy to get, because black people don't be messing with people like that.
No, we don't.
Started
But
it,
you know that
so
that fried
he let him
chicken
have
truck
it.
don't work no more. That fried
It
chicken,
don't work.
Nah, them
everybody and
Asians-
their grandma eat fried chicken.
Fried chicken.
I mean, our energy was focused on goddamn white people basically, but now that the Asians want to fucking open their damn
They out
mouth,
here doing it too. So you
I
gotta
mean,
let
shit.
them have it. Let them have it too. I think it's China. I think it's in China. It's either China or Korea, where it's like a Thanksgiving. Before I get off this phone, let me look it up and tell you all. And black people didn't invent fried chicken. That's the thing. We didn't invent fried chicken.
no, that's just
We
like a
perfected
racist
it.
insult for them. Just like
We
in
didn't
China,
invent
just
that.
like it's going viral now in China. They got this little rubber doll that's a black
I
doll,
heard about that.
and then they beats the doll up, throw it in the trash, pull it, run over it, kick it. You know, fuck these damn Asians. You know,
Let
I
me
mean,
look at it.
if they want the smoke, then I guarantee you they gonna get it from black people now. I swear. Fuck them people.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
We was concentrating on these damn crackers, but now we got to concentrate on the yellow man too now. I
Tell me,
guess.
y'all invented fried chicken. That's Japan. In Japan, it's a massive
Oh, they
national
racist.
holiday to eat Kentucky Fried Chicken for Christmas. That's their Christmas meal, Kentucky Fried Chicken. And he talking about y'all invented fried chicken. I wish we did, but black people didn't invent fried chicken. We enhanced it when our ancestors got hold of it into the South, but we didn't invent fried chicken. We didn't invent that. I forgot. Let me see. Who was that invented fried chicken?
No, they be on the Asian be on the YouTube doing them mukbangs, eating all them damn critters and the nasty ass shit.
But they eat more fried chicken because that's for Christmas they eat fried chicken. The Scottish invented fried chicken, but then after you know how things get to different countries, and the American South, the enslaved African Americans in the American South, combined with methods to create fried chicken as we know it today.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't invent fried chicken. I wish we could take credit for inventing fried chicken. We made it what it is today, but we didn't invent fried chicken.
Nah, fuck them Asians. They the one.
Scottish did.
I'm gonna be like Trump. I'm gonna start calling it the China virus. They invented the viruses.
That was always so funny to me, even though he was awful for saying that. And he used to go, the China virus, when he used to be giving those, when they used to have to get up there and give the updates for the COVID and the China, he said that the China virus, and they told him to stop saying it. And he was like, I'm not going to stop saying anything. Every chance he got it, every chance he got the China virus, he said it now I got to admit, that was funny when Trump was doing that. I laughed every time he said it. Because they was over there treating the Africans, I'm talking about they brought COVID over there. And they was treating them African students bad over there.
Oh yeah. Fuck China.
Remember that?
Yep.
And that's why I was like, I didn't care that Trump was calling it the China virus. And they was like, stop saying that. And he didn't care. But you know how stupid he is. He gonna say it anyway. And he said it anyway. That was always, every time, because we had nothing else to do. We was at home under quarantine. So when they came on the TV to give us an update, it was like every other day, a daily update. And Fauci and them stand up there looking stupid, and Trump at the mic saying stupid stuff. And he would go, that China virus. I used to scream whenever he said that. And they told him to stop saying that. He said it. Well, of course, he gonna say whatever he want to say. He worse now. But you got that mid Tyrone. That was funny.
It was funny.
That was funny because I like that.
All right,
every
y'all.
time he said it.
Y'all got me yarning. Y'all got me yarning. I got to get off of here. Look, YouTube, if y'all want to call in, call in. I'm getting ready to shut y'all down. Lisa and Mama's Boy, Sarge, Big OC.
Hey, before you go, Tyrone, how do you feel about Trump walking out on Christian Welker? I thought that shit was funny.
Trump is a bitch.
Yeah, that was funny.
Trump is a bitch. He's a sensitive piece of shit, and he's the worst representative for this goddamn country that he can't sit down and answer questions in a damn simple ass interview.
Exactly.
He's a
bitch.
Shit.
Oh, and they're not gonna take his name off that thing tomorrow. Y'all know that.
I'm glad. See, Sarge ain't talking about all the failures this motherfuckers is doing. Like changing. Who the fuck? Why would you? Kennedy was an assassinated goddamn president, and they made that memorial ceremony because that man got shot in the goddamn head, basically. And then Donald Trump just want to put his name all over it. Fuck Donald Trump.
What I said was they're not gonna take it off tomorrow.
Oh, it's coming off though, ain't it?
I was just reading online. That's what I wanted just gonna tell y'all, but we got so caught up. I was reading on. Let me see. I was reading online. They was like breaking news. Hold on, because I was like, they gonna come up. What? Let me see. Let me type this in.
Man, that's bullshit.
Q&A session is over. All participants are unmuted.
Yes.
That's bullshit. They can't leave that man's name on the Kennedy Center. That's crazy.
Let's see. Because this just came over to the Kennedy Center. What did that thing say? Oh yeah, here it is. Breaking the Kennedy Center board reportedly scrambles. Are y'all listening? Scrambles to keep Trump's name on the building through a last-ditch lethal effort. Reporter Andrew Lennon noted that Kennedy Center shuttle buses have begun removing the Kennedy Center branding from the signage.
Mm-hmm.
The move comes, so they have begun removing it, but they put in a last-ditch effort at the court. So we got to see if they're going to give them a stay. They're trying to get a stay, so they don't have to move this.
Yeah, I know. I heard they were going to take it down, but I mean, I guess they put in an appeal. ABC, your line had background noise. That's why I muted it. But yeah, man, they fuck Trump.
We'll see tomorrow, and I'll talk to you guys next week.
All right. Good night, y'all. I'm getting ready to get out of here. YouTube, y'all can call
Peace, everybody.
in.